Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing? It's me, Angie. Good to see you all. It's a little bit of a new model. I still need to add a few more expressions in here, but I'm thinking it was time for a little bit of a change. So I hope you can all come through this journey and, you know, watch it as we go along. Today we're going to be drawing some art for my Facebook gaming family. If you're interested in all my other links, you can check out the link tree down below or up on top. I forget how YouTube does it these days. Give me a second while I roll out some shares and all that good stuff. We're live on YouTube with the new model, and we're gonna do some Pokemon. Where can I sign up? Sign up for what? Oh, for Facebook? For my other social media? I also happen to have a Twitch where a lot of my other friends reside. Hi, Murchie, how you doing? Hey, Murchie, are you getting Pokemon? And are you getting Scarlet or Violet? If you are. Since the new Pokemon game is about to come out. Alright. Just getting some of my Discord shares. And Discord gets the pings first. I mean, unless you're subscribed and the platform's notifications actually work. You know how it'd be. We're live on YouTube. Check out announcements for the link. Aha. Oh, for the art requests. That's a great question. You're not into Pokemon anymore. That's okay. I feel like a lot of us have outgrown them. I am on the fence about getting it just because it's, you know, a big ticket game. And honestly, I haven't been paying too much attention. I did get Sword and Shield as a gift. And then shoot, what was that? Arceus I actually bought. So I'm really, really excited. I really do like the open world aspect, so it feels a lot like Breath of the Wild to me. But the thing I'm most excited for, which I've wanted since I was like really little, is actual like online multiplayer mode for Pokemon, so you can play with up to 4 people at the same time on an open world map. And I just think that's like super bonkers. Like, you know, not having to input the code sort of thing, like you're actually physically in the same space like an MMO. So I want to see how that kind of pans out. I'm not too super excited for any of the starters, honestly. I might just like stick with Sprigatito's second form, but honestly the third form isn't too bad. I don't know why it's getting so much hate, to be honest. Anywho's, give me the stream deck's like freaking out, so give me a hot second. There we go. Cool. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Let's get this show started, shall we? Hello there, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angie. Excellent. Yes, yes. So as you can see right over here on the right-hand side, I'm a streamer on Facebook Gaming. You can also find me on Twitch and other things. But my main platform is Facebook. You can feel free to ask me why, or my general experience with all 3 platforms. I am on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Yeah, but if you'd like to follow me where I'm most active, you can follow me at fb.gg/shenanigans of Angie. Yes, I know how to spell shenanigans. This shenanigans is just a play on words of my my name, because I'm Angie, and it's like shenanigans with Angie in the middle. I also take commissions on Ko-fi or Ko-fi, however you want to say it. I actually say Ko-fi. But today I'm making requests from Facebook Gaming. So Murchie wanted to know, how do you sign up for requests? Well, we have this fancy thing on my stream called the leaderboard. It's my way of tracking engagement anytime anyone comes in. And you, actually, the viewer of this art stream, get some badges as well for hanging out. And this way I can reward the people who are most engaged and taking time out of their day to say hi to the channel, because I know sometimes art commissions are kind of out of reach, but I still want to be able to reward the people who support in a different way, like engagement. So Murchie, you get 3 badges for popping in today. If you tune into all the art streams, you too will be able to get an art request regardless if you hang out on the Facebook or not. We have a minimum of 15 badges, which is totally doable. I'm going to start doing YouTube streams twice a week, one in the morning, which is this slot for me. And then tomorrow we'll be doing the evening slot for artwork. So we can kind of catch up and get all of that situated and things like that. And hopefully I'll be able to have some time for some personal projects as well. Bubble badges. Here we have some examples of the Pokemon we've drawn in the past. Enchantis, hello. Nice to see ya. Please let me know what name you go by on Discord or on Facebook so I can give your badges appropriately for your team. So it is a minimum of 15 for you to get the art request, but at the end of the month, it is actually the people who get over 100 badges who get their own. The way you can get it if you have like 15, so if you're only tuning into the art streams, is if your if your team wins. So we go by animal teams here. Murchie is from Team Cats. Yugi, for example, would be Team Foxes. I mentioned Yugi because we'll be starting off with her request. Also, let me know, can you hear the music in the background? Music is courtesy of Lofi Girl, also previously known as Chilled Cow. I am using the common creative license one. It's Cupcake! Okay, Tisha. It's your cupcake. Hi! How are you? That puts Team Butterflies on the map as well. Before I do anything, though, I do want to get this camera situated. It's like freaking out on autofocus. Give me a sec. So sorry about that, yo. Butterflies. Yes, yes, we can. Excellent. Is it too loud? Can you hear my voice over the music? Stop autofocusing, please. Thanks. There we go. I'm like, what is happening? Let's do that before it gives somebody a headache, you know what I mean? All right, let's see. Roll call in the chat. I'm going to be giving out badges right here. We got Murchie, we got Tisha. All right, looks good, looks good. Tisha, are you getting Pokemon? And are you getting Scarlet or Violet if you are? I would also, the other thing that's like making me like on the fence about it is we're very cozy competitive. Like I'm finally starting to find my niche on Facebook. So I feel like if I get Pokemon, it might be something on Twitch, maybe? I don't even know. I don't know where I would put it. I don't know where in my schedule I would put it because I'm honestly like trying to consolidate and find time in my schedule a little bit better for like editing and stuff like that too, which is like super important. And I found that our community, we're definitely doing cozy competitive community vibes. I mean, well, actually, now that we mention it, Pokemon is now going to be like an MMO-ish game. But then how are we going to do that? Are we going to queue it up? Like, what are the logistics behind it? Violet is okay, though. If I do get it, I would be getting Scarlet for sure, for sure. Nothing against Violet. They have the better legendary, I feel like. I don't know why they decided to do our Scarlet legendary that way, but You're louder than music. Okay, great. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we have the art stream. And today is the 15th. We're gonna be here for 4 hours. We're gonna start off with Charizard, which actually, ironically, I don't think you can just get Charizard normally in Scarlet or Violet. Can someone confirm that? I believe you have to like, oh no, you can, but you have to do it like a specific way through like a promo code in the beginning, right? Tisha. Where you be? Here you go. Butterflies. Three badges for Team Butterflies. We have Murchie, which I know is on the sheet already. Murchie. Murchie, you're currently at 71 badges. So you could possibly get it for this month. It's only mid-month, you know. Just a couple more Mario Kart streams. So we do Mario Kart Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and then we do a community voted on variety game for the badges. So I think this week actually was Pokemon Unite. Lots of Pokemon this week. Art themed, but also game themed. Really interesting. I wasn't exactly expecting Pokemon Unite to make it onto the roster, but here we are, you know? All right, friends. So let's start off here. Today's request is from Yugi from Team Fox. We will be doing good old Charizard. Here's the reference right over here. Let's go ahead and get some paper. Papel, if you will. On here, and then we're going to gently score it so I stay within the range. Oh, that shadow is from the PNG tube. Hi, Dorky. What's hippity happening, Dorky? This is my new model. Do you like her? I also found, pro tip for if you are collabing with anyone who does PNG tubing and they're not straight facing. You were just thinking Mario Kart? Yeah, listen, Murchie, one Mario Kart stream in the next 15 days and you're probably gonna get an art request, I'm just saying. Okay, anyways, what was it? Oh yeah, pro tip, okay. So notice how my PNG tube is facing to the left. Oh yeah, don't forget to like the video. I feel like liking the video is not as intuitive on YouTube than it is on Facebook. I kind of struggle to like Corey's videos sometimes. Thank you, I appreciate it. How are you doing today? Oh yeah, oh my god, so sorry. Okay, so pro tip. You don't have to ask them to swap sides. Let me show you. So we're here on the art scene, right? But if we go to starting scene real quick, I'm facing the other way. Whoa, that's a lot of comments. What's up, everybody? Anytime now, speech bubbles. Thank you. Just did. Thank you all. Appreciate it. So yeah, if your friend has a PNG tube that's like swapping sides or like facing one way or the other, you can actually just, instead of asking them to like, hey, can you like mirror it or horizontal flip it in your program or in like Fujitech or Vieto Tube, I actually found it was easier to just right click on the source and then flip it in your OBS or in your Streamlabs. So I literally have the same program plugged in. Right now I'm using Vieto Tube. But then when I go to the art stream section, ta-da! You can see I'm facing the other way without me having to hotkey it onto the stream deck. Secondly, to like flip sides. I mean, I suppose I could still do that to have like the illusion of me dancing and hopping from one side to the other, but I think that is just the easier thing to do. So it's less like coordination on the streamers. And this is a little bit of back end talk instead of like art. Sorry, but I do think that that's something worth mentioning. Oop. Okay. So here I'm going to be using my little handy dandy template because I'm lazy. No, I'm kidding. I'm working smarter, not harder. I used to go in and like measure it out, and that would take like a million hours. You don't need to do all that noise, all right? You gotta think, how can I create the pipeline so I can pump out the product faster? In my case, the product is my artwork. How do I make my life easier with using the tools that I have? Now, sometimes, like, you have to balance it too. Like, all right, is me using so many shortcuts going to keep me from actually like improving in my craft? In this case, it's literally just measurements. So the answer would be no. I love that I could just put up the hand randomly now. The answer would be no. As you can plainly see, it's literally just measurements. It's just getting a square on the screen. I don't think I need to unnecessarily struggle for like 20 minutes of my time. You know what I mean? Another thing that I found super handy dandy is conveniently the whatchamacallit, the measurement for the inside of the Polaroid is 3 inches by 3 inches, which just so happens to be the exact size of a Post-it note. Now, you might be asking, Angie, why don't you just draw on the Post-it note then and then trace from the Post-it note? Well, let me tell you, friends, I tried that. And that's okay if you try something and it doesn't quite work out the way you intend it to. You just find workarounds. You like this hand? I like that hand too. Literally, I hotkey it so that there's like a hand version and a no hand version. By the way, friends, this is over here my traditional art stream for the day. So if you want digital art streams, I highly recommend. You see that really fancy arrow that's going and then points to Ko-fi? Please consider subscribing to my Ko-fi. Right here. I'm pointing to it. This thing. Right there. Jessalija. Winter, is that you? Who dis? Is that Winter? Winter. There's another Jillies or that we know as well. But there's only one Jaslyn, I know. Amazing. Yes. I can't wait to give more emotions to this model. But I was, you know, sometimes you just get sick of it. You know what I mean? And I wanted my profile picture to have a little bit of an update too. Yes, it me. Congratulations. Because you are here on this art stream, you get 3 badges for Team Dolphins. I feel like I had like 5 different thoughts and I didn't complete any of them during the stream. I'm a little all over the place. Does anyone else kind of feel that way sometimes? I apologize. If anyone has any questions about PNG tubing or wants to talk about Pokemon or the new Pokemon game coming out or art requests and the badges or my experiences on the platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, feel free to ask. The one other platform I really want to add in is TikTok, but I need like 1,000 followers on TikTok. So if y'all aren't following me on there, I know my content on there is a little sparse. I do try, but my true goal is to be able to go live on there so I can go live at the same time, that sort of deal, and kind of give people like the back end look at how things are, sort of dealio. Or if you just want to, you know, within reason, Let me know how your day is going. Full transparency, I have not had a very good mental health days in a while, but you know, consent is important. I feel like as streamers, we do put ourselves out there all the time as like a support for a base, but it is important to also check in with your friends who offer support to you. Make sure you're not just like, you know, just as a whole, whether it's a streamer or whether it's just like that really good friend that's like always there for you. Be like, hey, I'm going through a hard time. Is it okay? Is right now an okay time to talk? This is potentially what I would be talking about, so that they can make the decisions to give the okay or not, so that they're not just like blindsided by like something they weren't necessarily prepared for, you know? Because everyone's going through some stuff right now, and that's just a really good general PSA. Winter. David's in here too. Winter, have Winter, is this your first art stream you're coming into? Oh yeah, you know what? Because it was at the beginning of the month that you like totally broke your arm and you haven't been able to play games. Is this your first one for the month? We had an art stream on the 1st, and we had an art stream on the 8th. I think you might have been at the doctor or work. Winter. Oh, them slow days. I know what you... It's like that feeling of like, hey, I'm like shifted for this time and it's slow and you're like grateful for it, but then at the same time it kind of like drives you nuts. I get really fidgety on slow days. Dolphins. Yes, okay. Just wanted to double check I wasn't like missing out any badges for you sort of thing. And then we have David, who's here for art streams. Excellent. So I have roll call. We have David. And then we have Winter, Murchie, Dorky, Tisha. Did I forget anybody? I accidentally typoed in the sheet and I wrote Dorky 1, like Dorky number 1. Dorky is like one of the best people I know. You're also one of the best people I know. And honestly, like you, even though I've had like a really hard, like mental week, month, year, decade, you all have consistently brought a smile to my face. So for that, I thank you. Let's get to some of this artwork, shall we? Before we get into sap zone. Who's got the sap? And she's got the sap. I want Amara hot chocolate too, David. What a coinky dink. I always like to start with the head. Don't take that out of context. This is YouTube. We are still being family friendly on this one. On this platform, if you will. I think I swear, Yugi must have asked me to draw Charizard before. I wonder if I have the, this is before I had like a system for it and stuff. I wonder if it was just a really old Facebook art stream. What a shame. It would have been nice to kind of see like the progression. I feel like I've done this exact same pose too. Okay, so right now I'm stopping because I feel myself getting way too bogged down by the details. And if I mess up the details here, it's going to throw off the entirety of the artwork. Because sometimes, oops, when you're referencing different parts of the drawing, like the snout is like super off, it's going to make the entire chin off and that sort of thing, right? So I think the eyebrows is a good detail to put in there because then I can kind of reference things, but I think it's more important to like block out the different shapes very loosely. So like the neck, what's going on with the neck in comparison to this chin? So here when I'm doing this, I can tell without going into a lot of detail, I need to open this jaw a little bit more, and the angle is a little bit more, what's the word? What are words? Yeah, I definitely need the sad, like, O face, like, emoji expression to add on to this. Drastic? Yeah, it's a little bit more drastic. I was making it a little bit more closed off, and then now we have here. We can have a little bit of fun with the tongue. A reference is a reference. You don't necessarily have to do things like line for line. Might try to get some next week. I'm going to be gone for work from next Saturday until Christmas. Holy moly guacamole, David. Okay, this neck actually comes up like this. There's a little bit more negative space in here. Like, if you need to make some changes to make the piece a little bit more your own and a little bit more expressive, I say go for it. As long as... I was gonna say as long as you know what you're doing, but a lot of times I don't even know what I'm doing. And a lot of, like, getting better at art is experimentation and doing things you're uncomfortable with. So here, too, I can tell that we're gonna have like some cropping issues. I need to either make this Charizard smaller or... Yeah, okay. We're gonna make the Charizard a little smaller. Yeah, all right. Which means the head size has to be just right. Charizard's one of my favorite Pokemon. Does anyone have a favorite Pokemon in chat? Do you have an angry version? No, I just have the talking version and the explainy version with the extra hand. Wink. Wink, wink. I could really go for some really good hot chocolate right now. Right now, I'm actually drinking some nice herbal green tea from my mushroom mug from World Market. Oh. You want to move into a 2-bedroom? Are you going to use one as the office, or are you going to have, like, some... like space for the two of you? I'm gonna do something. It's kind of like tracing, but like not really. I wanna see how to fit this Charizard in the 3x3. Like, this helps me visualize how to compose it, where I'm going to crop things, what are the most important focal pieces of this. This is a very expressive, can you tell it's expressive pose. So I would hate to really crop any of it, because it's like, okay, the fire and the toes are like really important compositionally, but so is this right flap. I think this is a good spot before I like get too into it. But it's not a lot of, it's very close to the margins, right? So it's like either I open it and I crop it more to focus on other things that aren't as important. That might be an okay crop to take like this side of the wing, but then there is a tangent on that side too, which makes me feel like I just need to like bump it down a little bit more. This is a pose with a lot of movement. And then I'm gonna just kind of like follow suit here and like do the outline of it so I can kind of reference where things should fall, and then that way I know when I'm getting a little out of bounds or something's like off proportionally. Like, okay, clearly this is gonna be the feet. Like, this is basically what I'm doing here is referencing the scale. Okay. And now we're gonna scooch it over. Get out of here. Oh, it's like, who's that Pokemon? I don't know. If we were to silhouette this, because it's not like just a general standing pose, it's like, gosh, I have no idea what that is. That could be like a scorpion tail for all I know. Or a foot. Or like a nose. Gosh, okay. Oh, guest room, office, home gym. Oh, a home gym for you would be amazing. I love that. Okay, so here I can tell that's where the horn is. And then now I'm using it as a reference. Talking a lot about smarter, not harder. I have to like really start trusting myself with just allowing me to use like particular tools. And then I said earlier, like, I want to be able to balance it, right? So here I'm struggling, and struggle is okay. Not just in art, but in general. Like, depending on what you're doing, a lot of times struggle is the way of growing, right? So, like David mentioned the gym. Dorky does a lot of exercises on stream. I'm sure when Dorky or David first started working out, it was a lot of struggle puddle, right? But now, as you do it more and more, those crunches, those squats, they get easier and easier. Tisha says, I love your drawings. Thanks, Tish. I'm really confused here. This, I believe, is the hand. So if we just kind of like block things in. This head, I feel like I'm making the head way too big, like, each time. And that's why, too, I want to show, like, even as an art streamer, I want to show the process from the very beginning, because I feel like a lot of people, when they think of artists, they're like, oh, it's so easy. Oh, it'll take them 1 hour. So I'm really only paying for, like, 1 hour of their time. Well, my art streams are 4 hours, sometimes 5 hours, depending on what it is that I'm doing. And then like showing how it's not easy to just ask like particular things and how some of them take more experience than others. And it takes struggle. I'm hoping that these videos help bring value back into artists' time and the value of their time. I think that's why, too, I like to favor some long form as opposed to everything be short form. I have gym stuff, but not enough space to use it properly. I've been doing weight training for years, but even then when I start something new, it's hard, right? And then when you stop doing it for a while, too, I used to be very, very involved in like high school with all sorts of stuff, but I'm literally like 31. So needless to say, I am out of shape. I can't even do like 1 sit-up right now without getting like out of breath. It's like also if you don't use it, you lose it. Also kind of like practicing other languages as well. Oh my God. I might have been a little too ambitious with this one. Yes, and don't just go ham and be like, I have to push through it and I could have done this in the past. Now that I can't do it, it makes me weak. Like, that's not a very good like mentality to do it either. You gotta be like, well, this is where I'm at. What can I do in order to help set me up for success when I try that one sit-up, right? Like, okay, well, I need to strengthen my core, right? Like David was saying. Let's do a little yoga. Let's practice the stretches. Like, first of all, if your body is like super tense from just not being stretched or just general anxiety or perhaps both, you know. This is his feet. Oh, I've never been able to do a pull-up even when I was active. My upper arm strength is just not there. But that's not to say it'll never be there. It's just gonna take a lot of like work and effort, right? But then it's like, I have to ask myself how much, you know, like I feel like obstacles aren't really there to like truly get in your way. But like the ones that are like, I'm obviously not talking about super huge obstacles that are like super anxiety inducing that I would rather not go into. Like obviously there's exceptions to the rule, but it's also to show you like how motivated you are, how badly do you want the thing. And sometimes it's okay. It's just to like, where do your priorities lie? How bad do you want it? You know, sometimes it's like, it is what it is. That's not a priority for this person, or that's not a priority for that person. Or they want to prioritize a different type of workout that would benefit their health in a different way. Ugh. Have you ever thought about like all the things we typically need to do within a day in order to like feel like we're like doing what we need to do for our body, and like the time allocated for that, and how sometimes it just doesn't add up mathematically? Sometimes it's good to like, that's also why I hesitate to do the like drawing challenges in October, like Inktober, before people are like, you have to draw every single day. And I'm like, okay. But it's also like a topic. Now people are straying into like topics of the week and like giving more creative freedom instead of being like so specific. Like today we're drawing leaves. It's like, okay, well this week we're gonna go into a concept of journey, like a journey, something more abstract. How does that look like to you? Something more meaningful that gives you more time to really put something into it rather than just scribbling down something or anything every day just because someone told you to. Yeah, because it just doesn't add up mathematically. 8 hours of sleep, stretching X amount of times a day, gotta exercise this much, and then you gotta work this like 8-hour shift. And it like kind of gets even more, I don't know if it's like even more, but it also gets super like sad when you have control of like your own schedule, and then you realize as you're doing things, right? You're like, man, I have control of my own schedule. And because of like how we're conditioned to think we need to do all these things too, even when you have control of your own time, it takes forever to readjust into like what is healthy boundaries for yourself. Sometimes we're the ones that what's it called, disrespect our boundaries the most. Sometimes we're not kind to ourselves. And it takes time and effort and intentionality to make those better habits, not just in terms of other people, but also ourselves as well. gonna balloon this wing a little bit more, just a little bit. Maybe in between that line that I made and then the other line. There we go. For real, for real. Let's see if maybe if I work from the back, because like the proportions and the like perspective here are kind of like throwing me off a little bit of like foreshortening, and like the head is a little bit closer, which is why I feel like I want to make it bigger than it really is. So if I do the arm and then I look at the body and the torso, right, and like connect it out, I know that this here, it's kind of like a teardrop body shape. Then we got the belly of Charizard coming about here. And then here too, I can see this is where this leg comes down. It drops down a little bit more. And this is a little bit more angled. So it's not like round on the bottom. There's a little bit of angle here. Whereas, I guess his crotch, where his crotch would be. And then his neck would be here. So really, I was putting the head like here, but seeing how like the different body parts behind it all connect. So this is like neck torso area where it starts to like curve. In fact, there's some lines here to indicate like that curve in the neck, which is really, really important. This is typically like not how I work. I usually work with the head and the eyes and then I move outwards. But in this case, for something a little bit more complicated, sometimes it's good to kind of like check base with where things would be. So the head is actually here, not here. And that helps out like immensely. Also being cognitive of the type of line. So like here it's like kind of a downward motion, whereas we want it to kind of look this way. It's not shying away. It's like looking into battle, right? There's a little like downward with this here. I'm going to kind of like push down for that angle of that left eyebrow, or his right eyebrow, our left. And then looking into the perspective here, where are these brows meeting? Much better. Could possibly also be a little bit higher. We'll see. Crinkly nose. Nostril here. This nostril on the other side is barely visible because of how it's turned. And then we're getting into that jaw, right? We're gonna drop it again. Drop it like it's hot. And then the jaw. And then there. All right, we're getting somewhere, bubs. A lot of the emotion is in the eyes. He's got like Dragon Ball Z eyes. The brow completely blocks the other eye, so we're working with one eye here. Winter had mentioned before that the art streams were a little hard for them to tune into because they'd be at work or you know, couldn't join the games because of the broken hand. So I am trying to do more. I like actually the bigger neck here. 2 streams on YouTube, one during the day, one during the night. I did mention that earlier in the stream, but just in case you missed that memo, we'll be back here again tomorrow night. The one YouTube live stream I did on a night was really successful here. One thing I have to get a little bit used to is the idea that I'm going to be live streaming, kind of talking to myself, and chat may not be as active. Just because, like, the mentality behind, like, putting up a YouTube video is different from when, like, oh, I'm going to put up, like, a gaming stream, right? It's, like, super different. Like, some people want to pull up the streams to engage and talk with your friends. Like, honestly, like, myself included, my first thought when I pull up YouTube is to have something in the background with, like, laid back music while I lurk. And lurking more so in a, like, I work and lurk, but I talk a lot when I lurk anyways. But it really is just to have, like, something in the background. Yeah. Hi, Stephanie. I'm actually not going to trace the outline for the fire and then just add that in with the Copic markers. I'll probably actually peel it so that it can kind of have a little pop effect on the bottom as well. There's something a little off about his face and I can't quite place it. Oh, okay. So looking at this, it's not so angled on the snout. It is angled on the brow here, but then it curves and comes out more, giving him a little snout. There we go. And we really don't see that much of the other snout. It's like kind of turned. And we can actually see a lot more of the mouth under here. He doesn't have a lot of chin, so we can actually, like, thin that out under here. Now I am transferring this over to a thicker paper. So what I'm gonna do is, so I can help see the lines, which is why I don't do it straight on the post-it, because the post-its have color. Having a colored post-it makes it extremely difficult to see it, even with a line, with a light table underneath. It's extremely hard to see your lines because it's like pigmented. He's got a little, you know what I mean? He's got some muscle here. You also want to kind of have some carry through where the arm connects. I don't want that line to confuse me so much. I just wanted to, like, make note of it. And we see some of the back coming out through here. So it's a wonder how these little lines can make, like, a huge difference. Same thing here. We don't want the arm itself to get lost. There's going to be a hard shadow over here in the crook. And the wing here should actually connect on the back. And this finger comes out more, so I'm going to tuck this behind, make a line here so you can kind of see this come out. What's up, Stephanie? It is Taco Tuesday. Yeah, exactly, David. It's usually the same for me as well. So it's like people just come in with a different mindset, even though there might be that many like people watching or listening. It's probably just podcast mode, and then once in a while if they want to like stop and look at what I've done, then they can pull it up on the tab. So also when you're like going from platform to platform, it's also like kind of just setting the expectation of what that's going to look like for you. Are you the type of streamer that wants a lot of like engagement and talking with the community? Then maybe, you know, not that YouTube isn't for you, but it's like thinking about how your content is going to fit with that. Is it going to be something where it's like behind the scenes? Is it going to be coexisting? There are other parts of you that need nourishment too, right? So what part of your content do you feel like you haven't been able to do as much that perhaps another platform could fit in? Thank you. I appreciate the bless you, Stephanie. Hugo's Tacos is special. Oh, on Tuesday specifically? That's nice. It's been a while since I had a hot dog. Maybe I'll make a hot dog for lunch today. You know, for example, Dorky tried out some YouTube streams, and usually Dorky's like full-on engagement, but it was really nice to see him on YouTube and see another side of him that was also quite productive. He was using it as like co-working, body doubling kind of like content, which is really, really nice. Stephanie, before I forget, let me give you a badge for Team Dogs. Where are you at? You're usually at the top. Stephanie, you have like 164 badges. That's ridiculous. You're gonna have to think about what you want at the end of November, start of December as well. Let's see, what are your art requests? You wanted quite a lot. Let's see. You wanted a portrait of your dog, the Northern Lights, and then you with Harry Potter. We're getting there. We're almost getting there. Likely what'll happen is next week or tomorrow, because we're on the like Pokemon route, and Sam wanted K. Rool back. You're hitting Luchachu. So Pikachu is still a Pokemon. And by tomorrow, I can hopefully get some reference from Sam. Like overnight, because Sam's from Australia. Then we have Celeste from Animal Crossing. We will, if we have some extra time, we'll do Chapitos. Chapito has been very patient. Cookie in a Piplup onesie, because that's also Pokemon. And then it would be a lot of yours back to back, Stephanie. So I do start with which one is like the most possible, or like what's going on in like the current gaming community. And then for YouTube, I like to group the requests together so that if we work on like something separate, the tags still kind of make sense. So like cats with cats, dogs with dogs, pets with pets, which is a lot of what we've been doing. Right now our kind of like group together thing is Pokemon. So I think that'll work out nicely. And then for Merchie, like, so I was talking about Dorky's YouTube live stream content, but a lot of times too, the like edited stuff, that's a lot of like what actually I see most people like come on here for, is either to put stuff in the background or short form or vlogs. So Merchie has Charging the Road, which showcases his like road trips and his electric car, which I think is so awesome. A lot of these lines here I feel like would be better not drawn out. And colored in. Sometimes you want to do that to soften something, like laugh lines, so it doesn't like look super duper like the type of line that you do has a lot of weight in how it expresses what you're doing. Sometimes I want to extend points, like what I'm doing here on this wing. Sometimes I want to make it a little bit smoother of a line, like what I'm doing on the tail, to make it feel like it has more motion. Merchie, you can feel free to type as charging the road as well, if you prefer. So right now what I'm doing is like just really going in and darkening the lines. I hope I'm not messing up the thing underneath. So it's easier to transfer over, if that makes sense. Stephanie. Yes. Okay, great. Lincoln Hops is great too. Oh. Doghouse is really good. Well, David, I was talking about your hot dogs. Because we still have those. But yeah, Doghouse is... I forgot I put Hawaiian bread in the toaster as a snack to have with my tea. Thank you for saying Doghouse, because that reminded me that the hot dogs are put in like Hawaiian bread rolls. I could totally go heat up a hot dog in the microwave right now and like pop it into the bun. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Yeah, you can post a channel link. That's fine. Actually, I'll do it for you. Because your link is going to be hidden. Mod. Squad resource. We keep track of... No, not mod the place. Mod squad resource sheet. Thank you. Yeah, now I can have it right now with a hot dog. I can make budget doghouse. Merchie. We have all of our friends in here, like over 100 people. With Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, link trees, and other things. While I'm AFK making that budget doghouse, go check out Merchie's channel. I believe that's Charging the Road. Yep, that's Charging the Road. Go subscribe. Oh my god, how am I not subscribed? I just subscribed right now. Go follow my example and press the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get all of the notifications. That's a thing with YouTube. Even if you subscribe, you may not get the notifications, very similar to Facebook. So make sure you boop that bell on the right-hand side for Merchie and click all. All. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Right there. So while we take a break, as you can see here, this is the sketch of the Charizard with the reference. And when we come back, I'll be in the other scene. We'll go ahead and do the light table. I'll put it on the smaller screen so it doesn't blind you all. All right, all right. It's gonna be super quick. How long do you put your hot dogs in the microwave? The hot dogs that you get from the store are actually like pre-cooked, so I think it's like a matter of like how hot do you want your hot dog? I think I put it for like, what, like a minute? A minute 25? Help. 162. Come on. Can we get Merchie to 170 in this stream? Let's see. Let me find Dorky as well. Dorky. I'm somewhat tempted to not. But that's just because you have 269. Like 45 seconds to a minute. One hot dog, poke holes, or slice, and a minute. Okay. I like doing the slices because it makes it feel more legit. That's dorkies. If you want to be that one person to ruin the 269, then you go for it. Sometimes content creation and just marketing in general, you gotta think about how to like... It's like... You have to figure out how to be a likable troll sometimes. I don't know, that's how I personally feel. Dorky's got a nice 269. It's like the perfect number. Who's gonna ruin it? Who's gonna destroy it? Who's gonna make it 270? But no, for real, go follow Murchie. Murchie does such great editing. It's like production's like part of what you do for a living or something, right, Murchie? Like, I'm all for people making, like, instead of for the man, using your skills for yourself. Who's gonna support Murchie in his dreams, huh? No, I'm like literally unhinged today. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of missing my other expressions. I think right here for the digital art stream for Kofi, we usually do that on Sundays. I think I'm going to go ahead and just add more expressions. We definitely need like angry Angie to come back. Sad. Oh no, surprise Angie. I don't use annoyed Angie as much. But like, oh, a troll face? I don't know, friends. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm too much of a troll. And other times I'm like, well, if I wasn't a troll, I wouldn't have a personality. Pretty standard, pretty standard. I already celebrated the 69 with a tweet. Giggity. Angry. Okay, I'm gonna go away for literally 1 minute. So you help me out and you help me decide. What expressions are we going to add for the digital art streams for those of you who are Ko-fi supporters? Also, those of you who are Ko-fi supporters, I'm going to just name out all the perks that you get just in case you forgot or didn't know. So you get monthly coloring pages. We have to think of like a Thanksgiving-y one, a coloring page. I really don't want to like do the whole pilgrim thing. Like it's just not it. But maybe like a potluck. I think that's super like Filipino and like everyone comes together with food, something like that. We have exclusive art streams, which I've been talking about. They're usually from 6 p.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. You get 30% on discounts off of commissions, which you will also order through the Ko-fi. Yeah. Okay. And then 18 plus voice channel stuff, if you know what I mean. Happy. I am happy. We got a happy expression right here. Do you mean like super duper happy? Like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the rate. Actually, I think I can like do that by adding wiggles. Let's go to... Hang on. You're gonna see some back end stuff. It's gonna look really weird. Oh no, don't look. The magic, it's being ruined. Don't look. State 1, state 2, state 3. Oh my god. No, more excitement. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here. It's been so long. Okay, maybe a little hop. No, Stephanie, I'm talking about like expressions. That's a little much. Let's like chill out for a second. Maybe the... No. Oh. Let's do... Oh my gosh. It's so good to... Yes, that's the one. That's the one. We're gonna hotkey this, and we're gonna hotkey... Oh, you can see it? Flipped it. I'm gonna hotkey this as 3. Oh my gosh, thank you all so much for being here. Joey? For example. Oh my gosh, Joey, hello. Thank you so much for being here. You're just in time for me to leave for 1 minute to make a good old hot dog in the microwave. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm making Charizard. Joey, are you getting Pokemon? Okay, okay. Enough of the back end stuff. Enough of the back end stuff. We're gonna. There's a lot that goes into making these things, friends. Not as much as it is to make a 3D VTube model, though. That's like redonkulous, if you know what I mean. Angie, Joey, and just like that, with one model plus a hand, I have 3 expressions. I have the talking expression, the explainy expression, and then I have the I'm so glad to see my friends expression. And it's just a lot of voice acting. I look like a hot mess right now. I'm so glad for my PNG tube, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways. Badges. Joey, you just got badges. Do you know what the badges are? What is, I need to make my hot dog! Does anyone want to explain to Joey? I think... Oh no, you're in Penguinos! You're a penguin. You're right under Dorky. Dorky's on top of you. I'm talking about the Excel sheet that I have. Don't worry about it. Don't take that out of context, please. Also, tell me your favorite Pokemon. I'll be back in like literally 1 minute. Is there a way to save your YouTube Well, the YouTube live streams don't go away. You can just click the link. You could, after this live stream is over, just like with the Facebook ones, the only ones that I don't post as a VOD, Stephanie, are Twitch, because I am unhinged on Twitch. And I'm actually supposed to be most, like, 95 family friendly. I don't want any of that stuff to be shown. I am Penguini Alfredo. Joey. All right. So if you go onto my YouTube channel, so this is something that they did, which might be confusing to people. If you go to videos, you might not see it. You might see all my board game stuff that I've done in the past. So what you would need to do is click live videos, and then you can see all of those. So you don't need to save it, because if you were to download my video and upload it, I would actually be very angry when people don't do that. Don't do that to your content creators. You want to support them, right? So it takes a lot of time and effort to make content, whether it's live or long form or short form. Editing is a pain in the booty hole, all right? So what you're going to do, you're going to go to the original videos, and then you're going to copy the link and then share that link so that people who view it, the original creator, gets those views and that engagement. Make sense? Let me know if you have any questions, and I can address that a little bit when we come back. But I would highly not recommend just downloading people's videos off of YouTube. You can always just share the link. Sharing is caring. Okay, BRB. For real. This time. For real. For real. For real. All right, frienderinos, I'm back. I turned my, I forgot I put something in the toaster accident into an exquisite meal. Thanks, David, for reminding me of Doghouse, because this was the inspiration for my budget doghouse at home. I went to look for your VOD from our Fall Guys night, but it was gone. It was so sad. Listen, Joey. Listen, I understand. I just can't have that stuff up there. But also, if you notice, on the panel, I have a menu. So I still have it in my back end on Twitch. You could... So, I really, really don't want to post VODs of me being super... wow, I had to censor myself there. Super inappropriate. Oh, wait. I want to do something. Hold on. I have the sound. I said I was going to do it. I said I was going to do the thing, and then I found the sound. I don't want VODs out there where I'm being really inappropriate, but... I don't know if you could hear that. Let me try it again. Yeah, I'm really, like, annoying, so, like... I don't post my VODs. But on the Spicy! Yeah, spicy is the right word. I don't know if I need to make that louder. Can you all hear that? Oh, it's already all the way up. All the way up. But people can twist my arm if they'd like to support me on Ko-fi. And they can pay me to post the VOD. Because I get real, like, the assumption of me on Twitch is, like, my unhinged, like, literal, like, just... Oh, hello. Did I abused the dolphin. I put it on cooldown. Oh, no. Yeah, that I can just, like, be unfiltered. But if you really, really want to know it, there is a way. And it doesn't have to be from one person either. It could be, like, a collective thing. So there is the VOD. Why is there a dolphin yelling at you? That's a SpongeBob reference. Wait, do you not know the SpongeBob episode where he's saying inappropriate stuff and they use a dolphin to, like... Am I old? Wait, no. Everyone knows that reference, right? Right? Weird things. I am shenanigans. Shenanigans, if you will. Where is my music? I didn't tell you to stop. Sing for me, YouTube video. Sing for me. It's a little low. That's what I thought. So sad. How can I make this like a million times louder? I already like edited it on Blurb to be like super duper loud. Maybe it's that I'm too loud. Maybe it's that... I don't know. Maybe the music's too loud? I'm taking an eating break. We should go to the, Should I have a just chatting screen? Yeah, let's go to FAQ. There's not much going on over here, so we're just gonna scooch Charizard in the middle. And then I can see your comments. Can you feel it? Oh, David. It's just like when you don't know what I'm talking about with the TikTok references because you refuse to download TikTok. It's okay, I understand. I also refused to download TikTok for a really long time. What condiments are on my hot dog? Okay, speaking of TikTok sounds, I made this really quick, easy hot dog and I gave it to Marcus and he was like, this thing won't stop playing in my head where it's like, Bippo, you're a genius! So first of all, I'm not using a normal hot dog bun. I'm using Hawaiian sweet rolls. And I pull out 2. And then I cut it in half. And then I toasted it. And then I put butter on my Hawaiian roll buns. And then I take the hot dog fresh out of the microwave, and then I let that melt my butter, and then I have ketchup, and because I like spice, I put freshly cracked black pepper on top. Very quick, very easy. And then we have a green onion plant growing by our windowsill, so I took some of that and I chopped it up, and then I sprinkled it on top, and that's how I'm having my hot dog. It's very much not a traditional hot dog by any means. Am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are... David. Oh. Yeah. Oh, man. Should I have an eating expression? How would that even look like? That would probably be a GIF, no? Like my hands up and like eating something. I feel like a hot dog would be too phallic. YouTube is supposed to be friendly. Do you think that's a fancy hot dog? I thought I was being lazy. Maybe just a chewing animation. Maybe just a chewing animation. Yeah, maybe chewing. That way it could be like any food. You know what I mean? An Uncrustable! Fair. We have been talking a lot about Uncrustables. Joey, were you trying to find a particular part of the VOD? Because I can go in and clip that, and then I'd be happy to like have clips around you and OG. I don't want you to be like spending a whole bunch of money if you don't want to. Is there a particular... Your whole squad was so like coordinated. You got all of the Manny Pacquiaos, you got all the boxers on your team, and then that one, who was the one that was just the fist? Cracked me up. Just have the PNG eating from a bowl. Yeah. But a bowl of what? I can see Uncrustables. I could also see, maybe I just need like generic chewing animation, then I put different food on it. That would be so many hotkeys though. What would I have to do? I think I would have to make a folder inside of a folder, and then that folder would be food. Oh, the honking at Mars, that's so funny. Wait, I'm pretty sure... Wait, somebody clipped that. Wasn't that you? Wait, someone clipped it. Now I have to go back and look. Somebody clipped it. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest you. I literally did go back and watch everyone else's VODs though. I had no idea Dorky was looking at my screen when I was like doing the ukulele. I'm sorry about the second song, by the way. It really was a quick song. It literally was like 3 lines. I was like, oh no. I also wasn't expecting to get bombarded by Caden like that. I'm sorry I held you all up. Oh yeah, you were the one who clipped that. The honking at Mars was so... Mars is so funny. I really hope I get to meet up with him soon. I found out we're local to each other. Just like you and Dorky are close by. We're gonna have like team like West Coast, team like Central, team East Coast. Yeah, it's so funny. Okay, all right. Well, actually, this is a good time for me to be on this screen because I need to get my light table. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna adjust it so I don't blind you all unnecessarily. The honking Pacquiaos, yeah! Yeah, for Mars. Okay. To-do list. David, or anyone, if I have a moderator in here, could you make a note in admin? Angie asks to be reminded My art needs a just chatting scene because I talk a lot during these. And you can't see chat on here, but I just feel like, yeah, like having a little preview of whatever we're working on and then like separate from FAQ. Little things at a time, you know. Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. We're moving the Charizard. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Okay. Alright, bye, BRB. Alright, sounds good, Joey. Joey. Oh, you know what would be smart? Me, you know, cutting out the thing I'm going to transfer it out to first. That would be a smart thing to do. I also feel like I move so much during art streams that I might have to source it to my headphones instead of the Scarlet. Where is my scissors? Where is everything? I hate it. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Back into showing this is not a drill. Okay. I'm gonna source it to my headphones so you can hear me like yell at you from the kitchen. Microphone device. Don't ignore everything. Boop. Hello? Okay. Where's my microphone at? Properties.
Hello? Can you all hear me? Blah 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 blah. Mic check. Nothing weird going on with the feedback-arooness. Thumbs up. Thanks, David. The audio quality is probably going to be a little bit different, but hopefully you can all still hear me in chat okay. Wait, is it only coming out of one? Hold on. I need to make this like mono properties. Oh no, it's already down mixed to mono. Wait. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Wait. Wait. Bloop. Hello? Doop doop. Boopity boop boop boop. Okay, well. Now I gotta find myself some skizzers. Tijeras, las tijeras. I'm a mess, y'all. Thank you for supporting me anyways. Where the bleep are the scissors? I found you, Tia. Tia 2.0. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to find a way to rip the dolphin audio and then like hotkey it onto the stream deck. Okay. Ah! I am back. Here we are, and once again, I'm gonna use a thicker paper. And we're just gonna go ahead and scooch that over and use the same template. Because we're doing things in a smarticle way. Right, right. That was definitely not a straight line. There we go. Do you share what region you are from? Oh, I'm from Southern California. That's as specific as I'll get. Some people have asked for like my exact city, and I'm like, no, you're gonna get the region. I am from SoCal, Southern California. Super Dog. See, I've heard of Super Dog, but I've never experienced Super Dog. Alright. Light table away. Yeah, that's really, really bright. Alright, let's see. What is a very Pokemon-looking washi tape I have? Joey, can you hear me? If anyone has like headphones in, can you tell me if you can hear me from both left and right? Oh, you're gonna be in NorCal in March. That's nice. Love that for you. Charizard. He's using a lot of warm color, so I want a washi tape that's going to contrast with that. So we're gonna do this nice leafy one. I am gonna go ahead and at least on this right side, because I'm seeing it's a little like wonky with the border that I put. I want to make sure it's straight. Okay. You have any plans where while you're gonna be in NorCal? Joey? And Joey, when's your next stream? For those of you who are not following Throwy Joey, you're missing out. Joey's so funny. Another fellow Filipino American streamer. Joey streams on Twitch. I don't see any of your comments, Dorky. It's so weird. I don't know why. I just see your happy face. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like YouTube is even more like filtery than Facebook sometimes, and that says a lot. Aw, your sister-in-law's baby. Baby. Love that. I'm just making sure. I'm gonna have to like tear this apart. But I know sometimes when I'm just like eyeballing things and like using the templates, the lines aren't like super exact, and that's gonna like literally bug me so much. Okay, so here we are. And now we're at the point where I'm gonna go ahead and decide if I'm going to use colored pencils with the Copic markers or if I'm going to use a pen. I was trying to say, Joey, let's chat off stream and pick a day for lunch. Oh yeah, when you tag people, like YouTube, for some reason, like as an audience member, it doesn't like when people tag each other like on Twitch. It just like will erase it. It's so strange. Oh, B-Day! Oh my gosh, I need to get my glasses checked for sure. Tonight, what time? You're in Central, right? La la la. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go to the other scene. I actually don't feel like this is too bad in terms of exposure. So let's check it out. Here we are. We got Charizard up in here. There's not like a lot of harsh lines, but I do see some parts that might be problematic. For example, over here by its tail and toesies, if I were to just use that with the same shade of marker, it's gonna like get absorbed into it, right? Like right here. It's gonna be one mesh of thing. It's not a lot of good contrast, except for like where the wings would be and this arm. And then there's some tangents here where this claw is touching the wing. But I'm mostly concerned about this spot right there. So I am gonna go in with pen so that the line art can separate those two from each other. 9 p.m. Central. That would be 7 p.m. for us. Fortnite. I have yet to try out Fortnite, but that's mostly because Marcus is so anti-Fortnite. It's okay, I'll just do Super Animal Royale. It's the same thing. But 3D, so I don't get like motion sick. Is anyone from chat listening to stream from like wearing headphones? Is my voice only on one side or the other side? I think I downmixed it to mono, so it should be coming from both sides, but on my stream back end, it's showing that it would only be coming from one headphone. I just really wanted to make sure that it's not doing that. Because that's really weird if that's the case. That's super strange. Alright. Yeah, I think this is good. For my liners, I am using Copic multi-liner pens. This one in particular is a 0.25. And I think I'll mix it with the 0.1. These are the ones I use the most with this size of post-it that I have. There's just so many games. I am just still trying to like find my niche. So I don't like mind it too much, you know? I'm definitely way more of like Mario Kart, Fall Guys, and I guess Pokemon Unite. I'm like not super big into MOBAs, but that's like what my chat's been wanting to see. Yeah, see, it's really hard to see the lines. They're there, but they're very faint because the paper itself is very thick. So you can imagine if I actually had a paper under that was the post-it, it would be that much harder to see, which is why I don't draw on the post-its, as I mentioned earlier. Trying to get like the main part of the snout. Charizard with the Dragon Ball Z eyes. For the inside of the eye, I'm going to switch up to my even smaller pen. I'm going to add the pupil. The pupil is pretty much just black, but it leaves a little bit of a highlight right here. Oh my, hello Marcus. Just gonna unhinge Charizard's jaw. Adding parts of the tongue. The depth perception here is like super important. There's a little teeny bit of lip over here, but not much. The rest is just like the underneath of the tongue. So I'm gonna color that in. I want this to stand out a little bit. This part over here is actually like the back of the neck. There we go. For this middle part, I'm going to use a more subtle line for the little wrinkles in his neck. There we go. It also like comes up around here and like kind of like adds some oomph to the face. Switch it up again. Where are the feet? Okay. The legs come out here. So I am still taking a moment to like look up at the reference when I'm struggling to see what exactly I did with the lines. Where does it shake? The lines don't all have to be super smooth. Sometimes if you have a shaky hand, just let that natural shakiness come out. If that's the kind of texture you're going for. So the toes or the claws, I'm trying really hard to actually be like smooth, but like for me, like I think of dragon like scales and stuff, and I don't think nice and smooth, you know? The outside, like this side bit is actually going to be thicker, or it should be. Then I stop here because it's not just the same line going through, it's gonna make it look flat. This leg needs to pop out, right? So I'm actually like pulling it up and then like doing it that way, and then coming back in at an angle so you can see that. And then adding the definition with the Copic markers is gonna help out a lot more. So this is actually standalone as well, so I'm going to thicken this part for line weight. Give it a little bit more visual interest. And then over here as well to separate the body from the leg that's coming out. You can see that there's some shading down here as well. We'll take care of that with the markers when we're coloring it in. Okay. So I'm gonna add another little line here because I can see those on the reference. This is that little like muscular one here that I'm not gonna draw. Maybe just like a little tiny bit to kind of mark where I want the shading to be. But then he has a secondary muscle from the top, and then this is like the whole bottom bit. And then like it's the claw. And this is your chance too. It's like your last chance to make any changes to the line art from your sketch. As you're line arting, a lot of times people don't like, myself included, I don't like doing line art because then I can see all the glaring mistakes as I add the lines in. But I think what I dislike the most is how much character it loses, which is why I'm starting to slowly adapt to like adding little bits of lines where I put the line art. But like, if you see on the reference, this one came out a little bit more front facing, whereas the part of the character that gives it like momentum is like how you see this like kind of upside down U shape here to show that this arm is like facing outwards. It has a little bit more oomph, and then there's a little, yeah, then it curls in after that oomph. And then these two fingers are a little bit closer together. This elbow comes out and then in, and then that whole entire claw makes way more sense. If my tail is on fire, I would be mad too. You know, that's totally fair, Joey. Okay. Okay. Here. Huh. I made this one a little too chonky because it looks like he's eating his leg, whereas like the leg comes a little bit lower here. So I'm gonna adjust that. The leg actually comes down to like the bottom of the chin, but I think I'm right on the money with where the foot is. So I'm gonna adjust that line really quick, which will probably help out with the perspective and momentum. This is a little bit further away, so it's not going to be as big as this one. We're gonna curve that in for some ankle. Again, I'm thinking like scaly fire dragon type. He's not a dragon type in the game, and I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, so the blocking is kind of like that. I'm gonna kind of like hashtag that in. I think I'll do the same down here as well. Because this is only because I know my markers and I know which ones don't have enough contrast to give that feeling. And like this one I would need like 3 types. So instead I just lightly add the lines to make that same shade a little bit darker. Okay. Yeah, looking good so far. I feel like he needs a little bit more angry eye. Might do a little bit more of that intense shading up here. Kind of give this part right here a little bit more shape with some of that same shading technique I was talking about. Yeah, that definitely helps bring his face to look more 3D. But also I'm noticing that a lot of it is the tension in the eyebrow. So I'm going to bring the eyebrows a little bit closer together and then like shade in those bits a bit more. Do you see how instantaneously like I added just a few little like black lines and it completely changes his expression? Same thing with this front part of the snout. We want the face to be the most intense, so I'm going to be adding more line here to bring more contrast to it so that it pops out more. There you go. Oh, there's Throwy Joey. I guess I'll just look you up. I don't know why I can't click it from here. Throwy Joey. Throwy Joey. No. Throwy Joey. It's coming up with friends. Here you go. Subscribe all. Nice, nice. If y'all don't mind also like sharing this stream or with anyone else that you think might like my art content, if I get up to 100 subscribers, I can finally just make it youtube.com/shenanigans. Because I don't have 100 followers yet, I can't make a URL, and we're so super duper close. Are you in trouble? No, it's just YouTube not letting me click your name so I could go subscribe to you. I'm like, oh, yeah, you would have a YouTube too, right? Fine, let's see what you got in here. Oh, basketball breaks. Lots of Fall Guys clips in here lately. No one's in trouble. I would let you know if you're in trouble. Alright. So we need the tail and the wings. This tail I also feel like deserves the same amount of like attention. Oh, and then I use the smaller one. My bad. Okay. Well. There we go. Because it's almost like that's the attack he's doing, right? He's like, "Roar!" I used to do lots of sport card stuff. Oh. Yeah, that's hard too. Like when your content like shifts as well, it's like, do I delete all my old stuff? I feel like no. You know? The other ones I feel like should be, because like a lot of the thicker lines are on this side and like underneath. I feel like it's so close together that if I use the same line width, it would just kind of like disappear into each other. And it's because I know I'm also going to be adding a light source here, which is the flame. So this part, like this toe, these toes, they're going to be a little bit lighter, so we wouldn't use such... This one's darker because the foot's blocking the light source, but this is going to be lighter as a whole. Oh no, I think I messed up. Oh well. At least people can tell I didn't trace. Because if looking at this, that tail's actually thinner, and then it would wrap around here a little bit more. Just little things that we notice as artists. Archiving. Oh yeah, archiving is a thing. I think I'll start this one with the lighter bits first. But then as it starts to like collapse, like right here, I'm going to switch to the thicker one. Because it's gonna be creating a shadow. I'm smoothing that out because looking at the reference, there's not a lot of like lip there. At least not the way I drew it. And then down here, we're gonna go in with the lighter one. Smaller one, not lighter, I guess. There's the wing. Okay, over here. Going to do that little like separation. And then this line actually cuts into the border line of the wing a little bit, and then it goes and dips in like so. Alright, what do we got on the other side? Lechonk! I love Lechonk, he's so funny. It's got that representation going. I think it's a little morbid that it reminds me of Lechon, and like Pokemon are supposed to be like your lifelong partner pals, you know what I mean? But otherwise I really do like Lechonk as well. We're doing the claw over here on the other side. I like getting really gnarly with these. The little lip around the claw is like super helpful for a lot of little details. I think because of like how intense the line art is here, like by the face, I feel like a lot of that same energy would be stored in the claws, so we can accent the claws to be a little bit sharper than usual, kind of like have that pent-up anime scene like intentionality to it, the extra like comic lines. There you go. Now it's like he's gonna roar punch you with the claw. Okay. Whereas the wings are kind of just like in the background. I want to thicken up like where there's a lot of like energy. This one does have a spike-a-doo. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then it also carries down here into the wing. It's like the spike or bone of the wing, the foundation of the wing, if you will. This is also in the background, and things in the background have a little bit less, like they're less in focus. So for me, that means like I'll be using like not as much pressure on the pen to make the wing kind of disappear into the background a little bit. Cool. Wait, do you want it to seem a little cohesive though? So kind of like blending like what's gonna be super dark as opposed to be what is really light. So if we have here a lot of the darks and the bolds, it's not gonna like go suddenly into the light line weight, right? So we're gonna darken strategically from the head and then let it casually go into the lights back here. All right. It's all good. Yeah, that's why I noticed. I'm like, oh, I can drop a follow. Okay. Let's do lightest. So here we see the lightest color being that really muted yellow. I would even say it's just a good old pale yellow. It's really important to test the scooch it over a little bit. And let me turn off the light table and see what happens. Ooh, yeah, it's dark now. Let's readjust that in the exposure in the other scene real quick. Let's see. La 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 la. Game preview? Yeah, burrito. Okay. Configure video. Let's do, well, exposure's already automatic, so. Exposure's just wrong though. There we go. That's how it should be. Can bump up brightness because there's that shadow on the bottom left. Just not too much though. Okay. Don't know why that was being a butt, but it looks like we're all set now. Let's go back. All right, now you can clearly see what I'm going to be coloring. Yep, that's pretty solid to me. I think that's the closest I'm gonna get, to be honest. This is Y11, unless I have like a Y05 or something in my collection, which I don't think so. I have a Y02. Oh, poopy. But for some reason, I feel like this is more saturated. Yeah, what? Like, that doesn't follow at all. So this is the Y02, and then this is Y11. But that's because this Y11 is meant to be a pale yellow. And they're actually very close. So I'm thinking if I do double, but it's like very saturated. I don't want it to be saturated. I can keep this out for the tail, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do the yellow, the light parts. Even though a pen says Copic proof or watercolor proof, make sure your pen ink is dry before you go over it, because it'll still smudge. Okay, and then yeah, we can use a little bit of that really saturated fire yellow. This is not a commission. Every month, with the, like you're in Team Penguins, for example, I'll let the team know who had the most badges, and then those team members will get a request that I do on YouTube. My commissions are typically digital, but I do have some select traditional ones. Traditional ones tend to be just, what's the word? Pictures, so it's not like I'm sending it to you in the mail. So I count engagement for those who are in my art streams, but also for who is in racing with me or playing the games along with me on my streams. So people can either commission me and pay me money as an artist, which I would really appreciate, or they can, you know, also pay in time. This is my way of thanking the people who are really engaged but don't necessarily have the funds to commission me at my full price. So Yugi was part of Team Foxes, and then I have like a public art queue that is in the Discord, so it's under art requests. But never fear, you can do it both ways. So I've had people be like, oh, well, my team never wins, and you know, we're not very active on the streams, and I'm like, that's okay. Oh, this is totally dried up. That's sad. Must not have capped it very well. Oh, this marker is completely Dunskies. Okay, we're putting this one aside for some hospital work. Let's see. I'm gonna start with my light, so let's try this yellow red 14. That's actually quite perfect for Charizard. And I'm seeing I don't have anything lighter than that, so we're gonna use that as our flat. The claws are stark white. Cool. I'm just gonna lay the flats down like I would in digital. Being very careful to note places that need to stay white, like the toes. You changed your avatar, so pretty. Oh, hi, Jessica. What's up? Thank you. Yeah, it's to match my new PNG tube, which I'm using today. I just have 2 or 3 expressions, and really it's just one expression coded differently. So I have me talking, I have me explaining, with my hand pointing out. For those of you who are looking for digital art streams, feel free to subscribe to me on Ko-fi, just like that. And then I have the like, really excited to see you! I'm so glad that you found me, even though my avatar changed. I was really worried about that. But it's always good to see a friend! Excited shaking. All that good stuff. We're doing Pokemon! I'm still on the fence whether I'm going to get the new Pokemon game, just because I personally don't know when I'm going to be able to carve time out in my current streaming schedule, and I really like the games I'm currently playing. And I feel like a lot of streamers are going to be switching to Pokemon content, and there are going to be people who are going to miss Fall Guys and Mario Kart and stuff, so I want to be able to provide that type of content for people. Plus, it's like a $60 game, and I don't have the funds for that. Lechonk. Yeah, Lechonk is a yummy, yummy friend. So this line here I'm going to avoid because that's not actually part of his body, that's part of the back part of the wing. And I think it's really important to keep that clear so that it doesn't... so that there's some contrast between that and whatever background I decide to put in. I'm just trying to lay the, I'm trying to work really quickly because if you let the ink dry with a Copic marker, it's gonna start overlapping in it. And there's a lot of like small detail areas. There we go. What time zone are you in, Jessica? You're not like You're not back in Cali, right? You're like further in the East Coast now? Well, I mean, you're closer to us. You're in the States. You're no longer in like the UK. I'm trying to like just determine your time zone difference now. You're going out in the snow! Have fun! That's definitely something I haven't experienced to the full yet. Central! Oh, you're like with Dorky and Joey. Nice. I'm over here stuck for a little bit, but it's melting away right now. Oh, so you're both in snow. Am I reading that right? Jessica's going out in the snow for fun skis, and Dorky's like... The snow here's stuck, but it's melting away. And Joey's like, all the snow near me melted. Yeah, Southern California peeps really don't know how to handle snow, to be honest. NorCal's a different beast on its own. Okay, so the flats for those were put in. I'm going to stick with the same color and then start shading in more of the details of Charizard. So right under like where this neck is, it's like really, really important to like show that shading so that it's like a curved neck. Same thing like what I was talking about over here, this little muscle bit. This is when I'm going to be going in and adding it. Same here as well, and then underneath. I really love Copics because they like blend so nicely. Alcohol markers can do wonders. This whole section here for the pop out of this leg. This section under here. You kind of want to do like gentle kisses, right? You're gonna go a little bit where you want the most saturation, a little bit heavier, and then as you go up, you like gently lift your Copic to add shape and value to your Charizard. There's two tips, so this one's a chisel tip and then this one's the paintbrush tip. I use the paintbrush tip the most. And then see those lines that I'm adding onto the leg to add the little definitions. It's much softer when done with the marker itself, but still adds the detail that's a little bit necessary. In between the toesies, because toes need definition too. Cool. All right, we got this front part of this wing. I'm gonna add an additional little thing here to make that kind of like stand out. The inside of this wing is gonna be darker than the outside because it's kind of tucked in, right? I'm gonna carry out this one so it gives the wing some definition. That's cool how layering makes it more defined. Yeah, and this is, so typically with things like Prismacolors or even sometimes with Copics, like I'm probably gonna have to go in with a deeper shade here too to like really intensify the face. You would use a shade darker typically, but with Copic markers, there's a lot of layering that can happen with just the same marker. Muscle, what's that? But again, knowing your materials is really important. Just like how I was telling you earlier, I know that I don't have a darker shade of yellow that's going to work out. That's why I added in the shading with the pen. Because I knew that this was a very important piece right here in order to like give it the right contrast and vibe. For a serious animu moment, we're gonna shade under, around the eye, over the eye, really accent these like eyebrow muscles that Charizard has. Be very light over here to add some texture. Underneath the mouth. Kind of define that skull aspect right in between the horns, super important. On the edges. Under here. Shading does wonders to add emotion. The underneath of the claw here, which I knew was going to be an issue. Having this little bit of separation. So I might actually go in with my pen and add more separation from this claw to his face. It's not quite enough for me. I think it's getting a little too botched up. There you go. Now you can kind of tell where the face ends and the claw is. Let's see. Add a little bit more definition to these part of the wings. Oh my gosh, Jessica, actually since you're here, my brother was watching Beauty and the Beast, and then I was like, not Beauty and the Beast, sorry, Sleeping Beauty, and I could have sworn that those two knew each other in like their adolescence, and then we were watching it over and over again, and I'm like, I think I spliced in a scene from a different movie into this to make this story a little bit more, like have a little bit more depth. And because I'm like, literally he only saw Aurora when she was like an infant, right? And I'm like, that wasn't, I remember a scene where the two love interests knew each other in adolescence, and then they met each other later in life, not really knowing that's who they were. And I'm chat, do you know what movie that's actually from? And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it was actually Disney at all. I think it might have been like from a different studio even. Maybe Swan Princess? Like, I think I remember there being like a scene where they're in like a carriage or they're on horseback and like they're literal like children. And they're like, oh yeah, meet this other person. And they like really, really dislike each other as kids. And they're like sticking their tongues out at each other and being all like, nah, 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 nah at each other. But I don't know if it's actually from Swan Princess. I thought originally it was from, I thought it was Sleeping Beauty, and it wasn't. Sleeping Beauty is very boring. I mean, 100% Swan Princess? What's her name? Odette? Odette? Oh, but they always knew who they are. I spliced Sleeping Beauty and Swan Princess into one movie in my brain. Okay, sounds good. Oh no, another marker that dried out. What on earth? This is like the shade I need too. Look, you can tell it's like not in good shape. To the marker hospital you go. What on... Okay. Gonna have to do like a health check on my poor Copic markers. Do some little surgery on them. That works. It's not exactly the tint that I wanted, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, we can try that, or we could try a little bit more on the green side. Or we could try combining the two. I think I'm gonna go with the bluer one and then shade with the green to kind of get that in between. Alright, here we go. Also, I believe, what color are Charizard's eyes? Well, in the OG, they're black. But like, there's clearly some color in here. Yeah, what is that? Oh, it matches, or like, it matches the wings. That makes sense. That makes sense. Swan Princess isn't Disney, right? I don't think it is. I was asking Jessica because I know that Jessica has like a huge, like, for as long as I could remember knowing her, is a big fan of Swan Princess. Now I have to watch Swan Princess to see what I missed out on. On that note, Sleeping Beauty is so boring. Like... Actually, I don't know, maybe I'll keep that and then layer it with this darker blue at the very, like, edges. For a little bit more of that pop, because we're missing a lot of the pop. You don't think you've seen Swan Princess? Yeah, I don't think it's a Disney film. I think her name was Odette, the main lead. The girl. I don't know what the guy's name is. As the ink dries, you can see where there's not enough contrast. You can go in with the same marker again and layer it another time. Or that's when you can go in with like the darker color like I did on the inside of the wings. Also, just like knowing how this goes, this wouldn't be as bright on the inside. There could be some bounce light, but mostly this whole entire inner wing is gonna have a pretty dark shadow in it because of the way this wing is curled. I actually want to go in and like make it even more curly. And give it a lot more definition here. color that's like pretty close to black. I feel like this could use a little bit more umph. I'm not like gonna outline it, but I am gonna add like a little bit of like movement lines. There we go. I think the wing could be a little bit more pointed. Yeah. I watch a lot of those just because my brother, that's like his hyperfixation. He's autistic. I'm also autistic, but I mask a lot easier than he does. And one of the things he likes to do is watch the same thing over and over again. And his thing is old school Disney movies, so I was actually a little bit grateful that he decided to switch up to Sleeping Beauty, because for the past, I don't know, 30 years, his fixation was Snow White, to the point where it could be going, and I could say the entirety of the Snow White script with every single character from memorization. He's younger by 2 years. So I'm the older sibling, and a lot of the effort has been on him. And also just signs of autism are different from boys and girls. Girls will mask and will like adjust to what is expected a lot easier. But also too, the things that he's working on, he is nonverbal. It was very, very apparent in him, whereas with me, especially when we were growing up, like that's not something that the studies have even focused on at the time. Okay, let's do the tongue. I think the tongue, my hyperfixation is art, so I've been drawing a lot since I was a kid, ever since I could hold a crayon. And I've held on to that the entire time. There we go. I'm like, there's something missing here. Pretty sure it's the tongue. A lot of it is like acute observational skills. Being so hyper aware of like other people's emotions and where they stand, and like interacting with other people, trying to read the room is a little bit harder. So it's like, oh, if you hear X thing from X person, that means this, as opposed to actually, it's a lot. But we don't have to go into detail. And there's there's a lot more support for family members as well. So nonverbal, non-ambulatory, yes. So it's like instead of saying like high functioning, low functioning, that is actually like not super accepted in the autism community right now. It's mostly like stating what it is that each individual needs to work on because it's so different per person. So like for me, I am verbal. My brother is nonverbal, so he is nonverbal and, you know, working on X, Y, or Z thing. Like there's so many like different ways that autism or different special needs apply to each person. And that actually, like, trigger warning about like people and how they used to treat medically people different than them. The reason why we don't say high or low functioning anymore is because it actually has deep roots into very ableist. I'm trying to find a way to like word this, but because it's not that the people using it are, it's that they just might not know the roots of those terms or where they come from, or they might not be aware yet. So I do want to have that as a little disclaimer, but it does have roots in a lot of like ableist communities where basically it comes down to like electrocution practices where they believe that you could like electrocute the autism out of a person and view it as something to be cured rather than something to be accepted. A lot of people who are autistic just want to be accepted for their own neurodivergencies and who they are, while still acknowledging the things. Yeah, those terms are absolutely naughty. Like I don't like them. But yeah, I don't want to say that the people who use those terms necessarily also believe those things. A lot of times, like, they just don't know. Because, too, it's different when you're helping someone who has those needs as opposed to someone who is in the position to, like, we're the ones dealing with it as opposed to, like, our support system. And a lot of times it's the support system's voice that has been heard and not the person themselves. They don't want to be seen as something to be cured or something to be fixed. They want to be accepted for who they are. They want to be understood. Right? Like, it's extremely exhausting to have to mask all the time. And when people don't mask or they don't adapt to such a high degree that they're thinking of all the possible routes of what is deemed appropriate, it's extremely exhausting. Yeah. I try to not talk about this too often, but it is something that is very important to me as it's something my family deals with and I also deal with. But it does kind of high-key bother me when people are like, oh, X person is so annoying. And I'm like, well, I can see how you can see it as that way, but have you considered they're just really hyper-fixating on this one thing? And are they really hurting anyone by talking in that manner or talking about the things that they enjoy? If not, like, there's probably nothing wrong with it, TBH. Like, yeah, were people annoyed that my brother wanted to watch Snow White every single day for 30 years? Yeah. Is he hurting anyone? No. Let him be. Let him have his fixations and his interests. For me, I was a little bit more fortunate that my interest was art. It was something I could monetize early, like, later in my adulthood. Sometimes earlier. Friends who would like to support people who needed help with projects. But it's like, oh, you're so talented, as opposed to, like, you know, something else that's like, oh, that's a little odd. Someone's really, really into a video game? Yeah, that's probably what's going on there, you know? Oh yeah, of course, Dorky. And again, this is like no judgment either. This is just like speaking out about those things so that, because also people aren't going to know if we don't talk about our own experiences as well. But I also want to thank you for being such an awesome person and creating a space where I feel like it is safe to share those things within reason so that we can have the chance to talk about it in a way where we don't feel threatened. Yuki! Yeah, this is yours! Hi, Yuki! But for real, you're really thank you. It's years and years of practice, and again, parts of like what when I grew up I wasn't cool, okay? Like I literally was like shelled into like my own little thing with my sketchbook, and a lot of my friends were also fellow artists as well. But I think like very early on, especially in childhood, like we have this very like deep sense of like competition where it's like instead of I think it's the same with like streaming, right? Like we are all streamers, but we all understand. We have like this own like understanding that we're our own people. Where our content is unique in certain ways. What can we specifically bring to the table that other people can't? And it's the same with like friendships, right? And this is something that it took me years and years to understand, not just because it's like a people thing, also like because I'm autistic, I literally like couldn't understand it until like the formula made sense in my head. um a lot of social interactions are seen more like calculated mathematical things, which sounds really weird to other people who are like, Angie, you do so well with peopling. I went to college to learn how to people. I like people, but I also hate people at the same time. I like my people, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I had to literally go to college to understand how people are supposed to interact with each other, and a lot of it is learned behavior throughout the years. And sometimes when people, yo, Twitch Pro 80, thanks for following. That's an alert on the point bowl. Wow. Wowie zowie, that's really cool. I don't know how they found me, but that's really nice. If you're watching, welcome on in. Let's see, I will have a Twitch stream on like Thursday. And another thing too is that like autism and ADHD often have a lot of like overlap in their symptoms as well. So I am by means no professional, but I also think too when it comes to any community, in terms of like a disability, a special need, or anything like that, what's most important is to listen to the voices of the actual community that they're coming from, because they know their own needs best and they know what their general wants and needs are. Now, every person is their own individual, of course, but if you're listening to a majority of people from the autistic community, they don't want to be fixed. They want to just be able to exist without having to accommodate every moment of their lives to be perceived as normal. Because it's exhausting. But yeah, I think as a general rule, and see, this is me talking in circles too, and this is my info dumping stage. As a general rule, if it's not hurting anybody, then you can leave them alone about it. And it's okay. It is okay if it is not like your cup of tea. If that conversation is like going into a way where it's like, well, that's not very relatable to me, etc., etc. It's okay to draw those boundaries for yourself too. And that's part of what like makes things so complicated. It's like the battle between my own needs versus someone else's needs. And I think at the end of the day, we have to realize that you can't support other people if your own bucket is empty. So if you're starting to feel like super depleted, being clear about your boundaries and being okay to set those boundaries and be like, hey, I need time to recharge, and it's not that I don't care about you, but I can't be there for you in the moment the way I want to be, and this is how I need the space, or I need X, Y, or Z in order to get to that place where I can be a support system for you. That's a whole lot of words. That's very wordy. That's really what it like comes down to, Trying to decide how I want to do this background. On that note. My tangents don't make any sense. I apologize. But then I shouldn't have to on that note. Anyways, now that I probably scared off like half the people watching. Oh god. This is what I mean. I have a lot to work on with myself too. So right now what I'm doing is just choosing a really solid background and just coloring it in with any color at all. Because I want to be able to peel the sides. And if I peel the sides and the sides are white, the margins are white, and the background is white, it's not going to show. I kind of see this as like a mid-animation thing where like he's in the middle of like maybe seismic toss or something like that, like a move. So I'm kind of being like using the Copic markers in a way where I just want to flood the area first with a flat. Yugi, I'm going to be sending this to you after stream, okay? What are my favorite movies? Fun fact, my family, or some of my family, has worked in the movie industry. But I don't really watch. I don't really partake in that kind of content. I usually watch like anime and stuff. So I guess if it comes down to like movies, maybe like a movie of an anime. Even things like Lord of the Rings or like Harry Potter, I haven't watched all of those. I watched along with my friends. A while ago, I rewound a bit and put it at 0.5 speed so I can catch up to the live part. That's really neat. I really like that, Dorky. Yeah, on both Facebook and YouTube, there is a rewind function. I have that a lot on my Facebook streams because I often like get stuck talking to chat about things like we were just talking about. And then I like lose the like, oh, in that moment, like who actually won? Can I have a moderator like rewind the stream a bit? So it's nice to know that YouTube also has that capability as well. I'm going in with like multiple strokes. These two, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be too much of a difference between the shade I'm using. Yeah, that's gonna be way too stark of a difference. Let's see if I can get like, I want like subtle like lines for like a seismic toss. That's a little bit better. So I'm not pressing down at all. I'm literally just like lightly tapping it so that some of these kind of like go in so that I can get a more subtle effect going here. I want to make it seem like Charizard is jumping. And then like using the gradients. I'm really glad I decided to switch up the marker for this piece. So I'm gonna do the top and the bottom. Speaking of, so yeah, we were talking a little bit about Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, if anyone was gonna get it. But also in terms of our channel, we'll be doing a Pokemon Unite with the community on Thursday night. And for those of you who are Twitch friends, I'll be on Twitch Thursday morning. And then the next week, I'm gonna flip-flop those so that we can hit the time zones that are necessary, right? I kind of wanted to like consolidate the start and end, the starting times so that they were all the same on Facebook to help out with the algorithm. That's so sick. I really like how this is coming out. It leaves this really nice, like, glowy gradient for Charizard, like, right in the middle. Certain areas could be a little bit darker to make the effect a little bit more obvious. Maybe, like, underneath the little feeties a little bit. The wings. To have that kind of like a blurred motion effect. Yeah, I don't really have very favorite movies. I know that sounds really weird. But when I do get to see some movies, I genuinely like really enjoy my time each time because I don't have that much exposure to it. If that makes sense. Heyo. Alright. Thank you, Stephanie. This is for Yugi. Yugi, again, this is not going to show up in the mail. I'm just going to send you a picture of it to your Discord, okay? Especially these are, like, free requests. There we go. Yeah! Alright. Are you all ready for this, though? I'm going to peel it, and then we're going to take it, and then we're going to put it over that gray background to see the Polaroid really pop. And it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an hour after this, so let me take a look at my request queue to see. And then Yugi actually came in to say hi, so we need to give Yugi some badges as well. Yugi and Stephanie typically get a lot of requests because of just straight up attendance. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you get over 100, Yugi, you also need to think about what you're gonna ask. You're already at 114 for the month, and it's mid-month already. There we go. Okay. So let's peel this bad boy, and then let's see. Cookie in a Piplup onesie is probably going to be too much. Charizard. Do we have another Pokemon thing in here? I don't know what I could do for like one Pokemon theme. Oh, hey! I finally got the increased visibility on Facebook. Thank goodness. Thanks, Dorky, for like answering my questions when I had like questions about that, because Facebook is my main thing, and I'm seeing like every single person pop up with like, you get daily engagement and like more visibility, and I'm like, I literally give you my everything, Facebook. Like, what is happening? We finally got it today. Like 3 hours ago. Sheesh. Thank you. No, that's like really, really important because that's where I main. You know, if I wasn't such a family-friendly streamer, or I didn't build my entirety of my brand on being family-friendly, I probably would have been on Twitch. But it's because of like who my target audience is, what I'm trying to do, what I'm really passionate about, that Facebook just makes sense for me specifically. And I do have to say that I am only feeling more comfortable with Twitch now because of the great and wonderful communities and the people I'm meeting now. When I first originally tried to like go onto Twitch, it was such a heart-wrenching experience for me, and I was so unhappy. I would literally go to bed like crying every night because it was just like way too much for me. I was like super confused. I don't know, felt like the loss of friends, not from like people who wouldn't switch over to Twitch, but the people who did and were like being like, well, it's you, like they would take their grievances of the platform and then treat it as if I was the one doing it to them. It was a lot. Anyways, no, yeah, but I am feeling a lot more comfortable with it now because of the wonderful people I am meeting now. Dorky included, Murchie included, Joey, you. Oh yeah, let's see. Before we move on and kind of like show what's going on. Oh, this is really close to the edge. Let's do a little comparison of this sketch to the final. And then these are the Copic markers that we're using here. There we go. Sketch versus final. You know what? I actually like the final line art more than the sketch, and that is very rare. Yeah. Aw, thanks. I still have a lot to learn too, especially when it comes to like collabing to other people. I think I just recently popped into collaborations again, like literally like Dorky, your Mario Party and your Fall Guys one was the first collab I've done in like 2 years. I used to collab a lot in the beginning, and I think like I was a little rusty at it, so thank you for being patient with me. That's because I like really I wanted to put my head down and like kind of focus on how I wanted my content to look like, how to be more engaging, and now that I am more like knees deep into it, I need to like learn how to like pull back a little, or like getting used to the new stuff. Like, oh, okay, wait, like I thought I was deafened that time, or I accidentally deafened and I didn't know. So just like getting into like the swing of things again, and I really appreciate you for like being understanding about that, and everyone else too. Not gonna lie, a lot of the Filipino Discord were like, as a Facebook streamer, I don't know like how I'm gonna be able to like talk to all of them. And I was like very intimidated, because even though I am a streamer and a lot of it is like limelight on me, a lot of it too is just like, anxiety, I don't know, like stranger danger. Stranger danger. And then here's the Polaroid right here on its own. Let's see. Also too, growing up, I think I mentioned this before, like I was having a little anxiety about it. Not that like there was anything wrong with anyone in the collab, but growing up I didn't have many Filipino friends. And I think it's a lot to do with a lot of things. But as someone who didn't speak, like I was seen as less, like I didn't speak Tagalog, Ilocano, I don't speak the language. I feel like a lot of the judgment of the parents, not necessarily the kids themselves, but the parents were like, well, she's not really Filipino then, right? Like I would be seen as lesser than, and then not like worthy to hang out with their family, which is really messed up. And sometimes the kids did initially think that, because when you're children and, you know, you're listening to your parents, you think the world of them. You know, you kind of just adopt whatever they're saying without really thinking about it at first. And then it was only like as I got older that... I'm erasing the graphite now. As I got older, they got older, and then, you know, we grew some critical thinking skills, and we're like, you know, that's kind of messed up. There are many different ways to show that you're Filipino. There are many different ways to have Filipino pride. Stephanie, no worries. I'm glad that you're still here and you're still watching. I acknowledge that. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Here's Charizard after many. I kind of want another hot dog. I'm trying to be good with not eating like a million hot dogs at once. My mom's words, you need to look out for your cholesterol. I'm starting to get it though as I get older. When we're younger, it's like, oh yeah, you know, just let me eat the foods I enjoy. But it's like, it really does come from a place where they want you to take care of your health as best as you can and be with them longer. It may not come out that way verbally or tone-wise, but a lot of things that come out as like judgments could be like care, but in a different way of showing it. as they simultaneously put like 20 spam on your plate while telling you to worry about your cholesterol. But that's a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? All this talk about hot dogs is making me hungry. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, wait! Wait! I know exactly what we can do. First of all, I need to work on my my template for this. But speaking of food, I forgot to do the Munchbot. It was Munchbot Monday yesterday, and I forgot to make a post because I was too busy making all of the changes to my page and all that stuff. So people in chat, what are you craving today? What would you like to offer the Shenanigans Gang? Every week we wipe out the Munchbot and we offer new foods. One of the foods that we offer is also the Filipino dish of the week. So if you are Filipino and you'd like to offer up the gang some of your favorite food, let me know. And I credit the person who did it. So you just say Dorky, offers this. So Joey, if you would like to, I will let them know that the Filipino dish of the week came from you. No pressure though, if you don't want to add on to it. And then everyone else, Stephanie, Yuki, if you want to offer food, go for it. Let's see. Let me read off the, what's it called? How did I do this? Okay, I left a space here, and then we did... You can feel free to offer anything. It doesn't have to be Filipino food. Let me see what we offered last week. Last week's offerings. Munch. M-O-N-C-H. Usually would be munch, but it's because Mr. Fox likes to say it as munch. We had Marcus offers tteokbokki, or simmered rice cake. Stephanie, you offered taco lasagna last night. Winter offered mushroom mac and cheese. Michael offered chocolate souffle. And for the Filipino dish of the week, I offered sinigang. So we need to wipe out all of this and put in some new food in time for Mario Kart later. So while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and pick out some colors to put here. So I like to make the thumbnails during the stream. I have to put like a placeholder because the art I was making is not like done yet, right? But now that it's done, I can show the materials I used. I think I did pizza? What are your favorite toppings to put on your pizza? We can just have a really chill just chatting. Maybe I should have just tagged Charizard. I wasn't sure how long Charizard was gonna take. Admittedly, I was distracted with hot dogs. Can pull this in. Okay, I think that's good. I also want to be able to leave some space for like... Hold up. Look away if you're motion sick. I want to be able to leave some like wiggle room for my camera, but also just, yeah, because then the timestamp goes down here, and then I'm gonna put my little chibi tube over here, and then I do like a digital paint swipe at the top of my thumbnails. Oh god, oh jeez. Okay. I got the camera. What do we got? I gotta offer our city's go-to food, a deep dish pizza. I like sausage and mushroom on my pizza, but I would go with all meat lovers. Just kind of depends on what you're feeling for the day, right? Do I have any favorite Christmas movies? No, I don't really watch movies, as I mentioned earlier. I think the ones that I've watched the most are like the Rudolph ones. Oh, what was the one with Snow Miser, Heat Miser? I kind of vaguely remember that. Da da ba 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 da no no do 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 do. Sausage and mushroom is usually your go-to. Oh, hey Dorky, remember when I was like asking that during a stream and you were like, this is my go-to, and then I pulled up the pizza and just started eating it in front of you like a jerk? Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I still love you. I still love you. I'm sorry. Okay. No mind. Gasp! I know! It was so mean! I honest to goodness didn't know either. It was like, we were just starting to get close, right? And I was like, oh, you mean this thing I'm eating right now? Okay, my camera's gonna... No, I don't think... Okay, I'm gonna go to BRB screen so I can take this photo, and then I'll be back, I promise. Keep talking, keep talking. Think about food. What are we having? It's about lunchy time. I'm gonna have to like start cooking in like an hour. Okay, like, but for real though, I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. I also realized that my PNG tube was not set for my BRB screen, so I'll have to fix that later. I will fix that later. Yeah, I definitely need a just chatting for my YouTubes, because usually, I don't know, it's so hard to tell, like, either I go over or I'm under, and then like 5 hours of straight drawing is just bad for my hands. That was a hilarious moment. Also, I'd love to join for Mario Kart, but I gotta stream around the same time. Yeah, that's the thing about streamers, stream friends. We often have a lot of overlap. So oftentimes, like when Dorky's streaming, I'll have his up but like muted in the tab. So it could still count as a view for him. On Facebook, you do have to be careful of just muting the stream or turning it all the way down to like 0, because it doesn't really count as a view. I'm not sure about YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, it's unfortunate. That's why I was asking. Anytime I ask and I don't show up, Joey, or like literally any other streamer, it's because I would, but like, I don't really know. Sometimes I stream so much. And I was trying to like take out some to carve some time out, but because of the leaderboard, I need to make sure that like at least 3 a week are accessible to followers so that they can get badges, because I just don't think it's fair. A lot of the thing is like I want to be fair, but there's only like one of me, you know? And that's not really fair to me either. I need to be able to like carve time out for like my own well-being, the well-being of like my relationship with my family or Marcus or my friends, like to be able to lurk in your streams and to support you all how you support me too. It's a very delicate balance life, you know. But so since Dorky usually has streams that overlap with me in the evenings, this is why it's also important for me to do it in a morning slot. So sometimes Dorky joins us for Mario Kart in the mornings if he's not doing other things. Because even if a streamer is not streaming, they have a life. Joey's got a beautiful baby girl, you know? We got families and stuff. And chores. So many chores. So much adulting to do. Resting is also productive as well, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just use this one as my just chatting screen as well, but I don't know. It's just so weird to have the art so big when I'm literally not doing anything with it. Yeah, so I did mention that I don't really watch movies, but in terms of like holiday films, I don't even know what is that one movie? Can someone help me? The one with, I think it's a Rudolph one with Frosty, is it? It's the one where there's like the heat miser and the snow miser. That one's in like one of my core memories, but clearly I haven't watched it enough to actually remember anything. As Jessica helped me learn earlier in this stream, I spliced Sleeping Beauty with Swan Princess, and I wasn't familiar with either of those enough that I just made my own movie up in my head. Oh, you know, things that happen. The year without Santa Claus. Let me look that up. The year without Santa Claus. You're doing Cult of the Lamb later tonight, right, Dorky? So Dorky's doing Cult of the Lamb later tonight, and then Joey is on later tonight as well with Fortnite. I believe that's what you were saying, right, Joey? And I'm going on later tonight with Mario Kart, so lots of different content to choose. Let me get Dorky's Twitch up. Oh, I didn't drop anything. What are you talking about? Yes, Cult of the Lamb for Dorky. Joey's doing Fork Knife, and I'm doing racing with the Mario of the carts. I did Joey's shout out earlier. Here's Dorky shout out. There that is. Aw, thanks, Stephanie. I'm glad that I can make some people's days worth it. I know you're very consistent with the Mario Kart streams. So, actually, this will be fun. When on Facebook, I should do this for like everything, I think. The YouTube bot doesn't work very well. But here, let me see if I can grab the link from here. I have a new old one. So before I used to put both of my schedules, because I stream so much that it wouldn't fit on a one graphic. So I had to split it between weekday and weekend. So if you follow this link, if you do exclamation schedule or exclamation streams, or just mention my streams, they will give you this link, and I'll drop it in here. Thanks for the short out. It'll give you this link, and that link should take you to my weekly streams folder, which is what I'm talking about. Like, I just have so much. So one is the weekdays, and then the other one is weekend. So today is the YouTube art from 11 to 3. I've decided to keep my start times at 11 and 6 Pacific time. Most streams are 3 or 4 hours, but I do keep some time in between to make sure I stay sane. Sometimes I'll even have bonus things. So tonight's Mario Kart, then tomorrow, if you follow that link, and you can still hear me on another tab, is Mario Kart. I did switch it. Mario Kart used to be 10 in the morning, but then I realized most people took like an hour and a half to come in anyways. And I'm like, all right, well, an extra hour of sleep for me. People get their extra hour of sleep. And we get some of the people on the East Coast towards the end if we bump it to 2 p.m. So Mario Kart will be from 11 to 2. And then, this is new, we're gonna be back here on YouTube Wednesday night. So we got the morning, night, and then the switcheroo, night and morning. And then Thursday, we're gonna do a Twitch stream. Not sure what I'm gonna do. Could be Potion Permit. Who knows? It could be Animal Crossing. But it is Twitch, so it's gonna be not very comfy cozy. It'll be comfy. It's still me. I'm still pretty comfy cozy, but I'm a little rambunctious there. And then Pokemon Unite at night. And for the weekend, it's for the supporters, right? So Saturday is our supporter game. It's not 11 hours this time. I did decide to go and like chop off a little bit of it. That way if people wanted to extend the stream, it doesn't just cut me off and I can still raid afterwards. Someone did extend my stream last Saturday for some Animal Crossing content, and I felt really bad I wasn't able to raid out properly. So I decided to do 9 hours of whatever supporter game it is. If you are a supporter, you still have time to vote. Let's see. The supporter poll right now is a tie between Fall Guys and Tetris. Now, if it's a tie, I get to choose. And I will say that if it stays a tie, I will probably choose Fall Guys because of the end of the season coming up. Yeah, because of the end of the season coming up. And I still need to hit 200, and I did buy the season pass. But if Tetris does win, I will be pinging people to help and to play with me off stream. But anyways, and then Sunday we usually have the supporter Kofi art for 7 hours from 6 p.m. to 1 in the morning. So we can usually catch people from the UK towards the end. People in the East Coast usually towards the beginning. And that has generally worked out really well for us. So if you're supporting monthly on either Facebook or Ko-fi, you will get those exclusive streams for you. Facebook ones are public to view, but supporter to squad up, whereas the Ko-fi ones are completely exclusive. I practiced my Mario Kart, but I think I'm gonna lose because Chance will be playing. You know, there are just some people that are really, really good at Mario Kart, and that's okay. The important thing is that you have fun. So sometimes it's really hard to have fun when you feel like you're constantly losing. But what I've done while I was practicing and getting better at getting to Chance's level was to give myself personal goals. So I wouldn't always aim for first because then I would feel like really poopy about myself, right? So if you know that you, for example, when I first started, I was always last. I would be in like 11th place, 12th place, at best like 8th place. So when I was at that level, my first became 8th place. So I'm like, that is my achievable goal. I'm going to try to learn the shortcuts, to watch what the other people in front of me are doing, how they're managing their items, so that I can get to 8th place and have improvement. And then when you're constantly getting to that new spot, then you can be like, all right, what's my new goal? What is my personal win, right? So for you, you've been doing really, really good. I have been commenting and noticing how like I've seen you more often, and I'm usually like in the front or middle. So that tells me that you're having a lot of growth, and I can tell that you're practicing, which is awesome. Maybe your new personal growth, your new personal goal will be like 4th place or 3rd place. And then before you know it, you might end up taking out Chance. It'll take a while. Some people are just really good, like John, Chance. It's like really hard to catch up with them sometimes. But you never know. We can all have our moments, you know? It's not just practice, but it's how you practice. How are you kind to yourself as you improve, or it doesn't feel like a loss every time? You know? Because winning and progress isn't always about first place. It's about being better, getting better, and improving. But especially with a game, like a stream game, especially in my community, it's mostly about just like having fun and laughing at the hysterical moments. I think sometimes too, like being in the middle of the road has more activity. You see the chaos of all the items. It's funny. It's funnier when you're like, oh, I passed you, you know, whereas it's like in the front. I think that's the same with like Fall Guys too. Like if you're like so good that you're just like in the front, you're just like, all right, I crossed. Whereas like if you're like, oh man, there's like only one space left. Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna qualify? Like those were like the edge of the seat moments that like really stood out to me in Fall Guys. It wasn't the ones where I just crossed like very first. Sometimes they are, depending. If it's like slime climb. Anyways, I digress. But a lot of them are like the, oh my gosh, through the skin of my teeth, we finally made it. Our squad qualified. We did it, you know? At the end of the day, it's who you have company with. Alright, wow, it's 222 for me. Would anyone like to make a wish? Ah la la la. Also, I used to, and I still do, I used to put my schedules as my cover photo. If you go to my Facebook page now, which you can see through the link tree, it has my logo. It has shenanigans, and then it has like the different social media I'm in. It has like the YouTube, Facebook, Ko-fi, and Twitch, and it says 11 a.m. and 6 a.m. But there's a little button that says click me on the computer. On mobile, it will have the 3 dots in between. That means it's a slideshow. So if you click the arrows, it'll take you to weekday streams and then weekend streams. I'm hoping that since people are really used to checking my cover photo for my schedule, that they'll notice the gigantic arrow that says click me on the side pointing to the arrow. And on mobile, it's fun to kind of swipe back and forth with your thumb. But I do want to mention that just in case anyone's wondering. You could also just use the bot command on anywhere except YouTube, which is where we're at. Click me. So fun. Let's delete this one. Yeah, this one's gonna be confusing. Alright. Did we have a... Oh, you know what? I should have Murchie offering tacos, because Murchie was talking about tacos, like, in the beginning of stream. The year without Santa Claus. Oh, yeah, I think this is definitely it. Was there, like, sequels to this one? 1974? Wow. Wait, what is this? 2006 year without Santa Claus. Oh. The year without a Santa Claus is different from the stop motion one? Wait, no, they're both the year without the Santa Claus. One is live action, one is... Huh. Maybe that should be on my list to watch. Do, do, do. Let me get a picture here and send it, not as a thumbnail, but one to send to Yugi. I'm gonna scooch this over a smidge. My goodness, I'm a gulai. Don't mind my phone. No mind, no mind. Okay. Here it goes. The other ones that we're gonna do is like a Smash Brothers one for Sam with Luchador Pikachu. Pika Pika! And whatchamacallit? The Piplup 1z1 from Chipito. Alright. There we go. Sending this to Yuki. Stephanie, do you have anything you'd like to offer the Shenanigans Gang? Let's see, Yuki. Then I can cross this off. Here's your Charizard request from a while back. So that gets sent to Yuki. Excellent. And I'm cropping the picture I took earlier, and then I'll be making a Ko-fi post. Might as well do this now while I'm chatting with all of you. Customize goal overlay. What? You can now change the color of your Ko-fi goal to match your brand from Stream Alert settings. Great! I did that already, but it's because I coded it in. Change position. Whoa. Change the position of my alerts? I didn't know I could do that. Download Ko-fi QR code. Hello? That'll be nice because I can't click the button. Hang on, let me see if I can add this. There's like a perfect spot right next to me. Well, hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's like a perfect spot like right over here next to my hand. If you want to do like a QR one instead of like clicking into the description. That'd be kind of neat. Because people sometimes are like on their computer, but like, you know, have their phone ready. You've seen it? Ko-fi QR codes? Well, let's get one of mine. Let's do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do the thing. Ko-fi ko/fi.com. We're almost halfway to the Incrustables goal, but we have a lot of different incentives. I should bring up the incentives on my YouTube one as well, just so people are like aware of it. So we do 4 incentives throughout the month. You have a whole month to see which ones you can unlock. And those are all counted towards the Ko-fi donations. We get that money for the month, which is why I've been focusing on that, because I am a full-time content creator, so it helps pay our bills at the end of the month. Let's see. Stream alerts? That's not what it is it? No. Twitch, YouTube. Wait, Twitch and YouTube stream chatbot. Hello? I'm on YouTube right now. Oh, it's connected. Okay. Payment alerts. Okay, okay. Cool, cool. Advanced. Oh. Okay. No, I want the QR code. Where is my QR code? Oh my god, how cute is this? Show an animated GIF on your stream when you get a Ko-fi payment? What is this? Paste this into OBS Twitch as a browser source. Oh, I love that one. Thanks for your support, and it's a cute little thing. There's the goal. There's a chat box. Wait. I should put this in my Facebook ones for sure. Let me copy this. It says, show an animated GIF of your on stream when you get when I get a payment. So it's like an alert. Add a GIF URL. You can make your own. No, I like the coffee. Let's check it out. Let's do browser source, add source. Ko-fi. They're always adding such new things. I wish Ko-fi was their own streaming service because I would definitely put my art up on there, you know? Ko-fi, thank you. And then let's do this. Wowie zowie. Okay, how big is this thing? Let's do a test. That is huge. Also, it's cut off. Let's do... Okay, so in that case, what we need to do is the transform. Someone likes turtles. Wait, is that an actual donation or is that the test? I think that was a... No, wait, was that a test? That was a test. Don't do this to me, Ko-fi. Don't... That was so specific. It mentioned turtles and I have a turtle character. Sheesh. That was not a good test for me specifically. I'm like, who brought up Mr. Turtle? What? Size. No, that's not what I wanted. Wait, is that what I wanted? Not the transform, is it? Is it the transform? Properties? There we go. We need bigger height. Like, maybe this much. Yeah. Alright, let's send another test. There you go. I don't really want it in front of the artwork. Sorry, just... Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that warning. Let's see, let's put this like over here. Well, on Facebook it would be in the middle with everything else, like the blurps and stuff too, but technically I don't monetize my YouTube anyway, especially for leaderboard stuff. That's cute. I can leave that here for when I do actually... Yeah, for when I do actually have, like, Ko-fi monetization turned on. If you do want to donate, just don't do it during the stream, because I don't have any monetary value attached to, like, any of... It's not a giveaway, but I don't want it to be perceived as a giveaway, and that's why I don't want that to be misconstrued in any way. But you can wait till we end the stream sort of thing, or you can wait till I'm online on Facebook later tonight. That's good to know. When I work on a commission, y'all can double tip as much as you want on those for sure. So let's hide that. And actually, I have a button for it on, and I can use the handy dandy Stream Deck because Dorky is amazing. Let's do... where's Streamlabs? Okay, I need to do source. So I can turn this on for monetization. And for this one, we can do from file. I'm basically just doing stuff and talking to myself, but if any of you wanted to like mention anything, that'd be cool too. No? Alright, let's see. Title. Let's do monetized. Today is not monetized. Do not. Alright. Monetized, and then we're gonna, oh, I have so many sources. I don't want it on my live, I want it on art streams. And yep, that's the one. So if I do this, it should show up, and this one is off. Perfect. But that's not the one I wanted. I wanted to find the QR code. And actually, I can make that. Yeah. I can keep the QR code for people who would like to like preview the commission, even if I'm not like monetized, but then I'll hide the alert for the monetization sort of thing. Can I just turn these off? Okay, so let's do one last test. I want to see, because since this one's not monetized, I want to see if I turn on this one and test it. I've now connected my YouTube but turned off the alerts because it's not a monetized one. Let's see if it will send a test. So thanks for your support. And it shouldn't show up on the chat this time. Cool. Alright. But I think I can just turn it back on. No, I turned it off! Maybe it doesn't save if I'm alive. That's annoying. We'll see. We'll have to test that out later, I guess. Okay. Where is the URL? I guess what I could do is go to where I originally saw it. Newsfeed? No. Oh no. What on earth is happening? Oh yeah, custom overlay goal. And then it had it down here. QR code. Get your Ko-fi QR code. Go to buttons and widgets or ko-fi.com/QR code. Link to Shenanigans. Download as a PNG. I absolutely will. And then we can go to... So go into stream stuff. This could also help QR code Ko-fi. I'll probably have to find a spot for this on Facebook as well. Alright. Not me live editing this as we speak. Ko-fi QR. What are some changes you've all made to your own streams that you found really, really helpful? I, for one, want to like, well, I guess here on YouTube I would keep the social rotator, but on Facebook I wanted to do the equivalent of that, but my menu and it like rotating out. I think that would like really help out. So I don't know how many people like look at that and then type it in themselves, you know? Plus it would take like extra space on the, I can't stand when space is used and it's not like being optimized. That's just me. Has anyone used the social rotator and actually found that it helped at all? Let's see. Where am I? Where am I? What is live? Here we go. QR. Oh, fancy dancy. Like, I feel like this is. Ooh, hello, come back here. I feel like this might actually help. I don't know how big it needs to be to, like, actually work, though. I can squeeze this a little bit, I think. Okay. How about actually scooching all this over here? Oh. Where's the arrow? Where'd you go? Come back here. Oh, it's locked. And then Kofi. Logo. There we go. Scooch that up a smidge. Ah, make it stop. Streamlabs, please. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright, does that actually work? Is that like a big enough size on the screen that it will work with your phone? Let me see if I can watch myself. I'm trying to think about that, Dorky. It's so weird. You're one of the first people that's had an issue with that, too. And it's odd, because, like, the other people like me who stream, like, 7-8 times a week on Facebook, if I'm flagged for anything, it's copyright, and that's just absurd to me because I don't use music. So that's a little bit more of a commonplace thing. I haven't seen anyone else get hit with just linking to like their link tree or their Discord. My Discord link comes up too. No one really checks the I wonder if you just put it as your link, like your pinned comment, like I did the link tree here and then I pinned it, because Facebook does have pins, and you just like leave it if you just tell people click the pinned comment, and that might be, because then it's not gonna like spam it, right? And that's something that the Facebook community is a little bit more used to, is I think that like regardless, like unless it's something people can click or like view, like that's why I'm like trying to see if this QR thing works next to the Kofi. I kind of hope so, because like people just don't, like, unless it's like clickable and it takes you directly there, it's really hard to like translate that into anything, right? Let me view my own live real quick. Well, actually, I guess I could look at it from here. No, it's way too small there, and that's not how people view it. My channel. I need to... okay. New pinned chat. Interesting. Let's see if this pulls up on the phone. Oh, oops, sorry, y'all. Oh, yeah! So I just held my camera up to the QR, and then I opened it in browser, and it takes you straight to my Ko-fi page, which is where you can actually see my commissions and stuff. Interesting. You also can donate one time on here as well. It's not just for commissions. And I mention this because like there are other streamers in chat too. They, them pronouns, by the way. But they made a Ko-fi just to be like, if you wanted me to get the full $5, you are welcome to subscribe to me for what Twitch would take out, since Ko-fi doesn't take a fee. And I know Dorky has Buy Me a Coffee, which is very, very similar as well. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. How are you all feeling about the QR code? It's kind of like warming up to me. I think that size is good. Maybe if I have it closer to my face. What if I do like this? And then scooch the Ko-fi thingy back where it was. Because then it's like, the arrow is pointing to it, so it's like, this is what this is. Did you like it better on the left side or the right? I feel like this way it's a little bit more balanced and it's like closer to my face. Ooh, you're making spaghetti tonight? That reminds me of the talk of sweet Filipino spaghetti. Let's see. What was it we were talking about? Oh yeah, I wanted to do the Munch bot. Spaghetti sounds good. Maybe I can have Dorky offer spaghetti. Deep dish pizza from Joey. Throwy Joey. Throwy Joey offers. Yeah. Knox bot. Italian spaghetti today. I feel like I like the acidity of Italian spaghetti more than the sweet of the Filipino spaghettis. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one. Throwy Joey offers deep dish pizza. Dorky offers good old Italian spaghetti. We still need 3 more. Let me look at some Filipino foods. I feel like I've done so many. In my 2 years of doing this, there's only so much food without doing like repeats. I've done kare-kare. I've done lechon. I just did sinigang. I've done sisig. Of course, I've done pansit. Bulalo. Palabok I've done. The silogs I've done. Bistek. That sounds good. Bistek Tagalog. Let's do that. Angie offers Filipino dish of the week. Then we just have 2 more. We have literally 3 savories. We could use a snack roll. Use a snack, or we could use a dessert. You know, how about some drinks? How about a nice cup of warm tea? Everyone's getting sick. I feel like y'all need some like teas and stuff. Something sweet to eat. Something nice and sweet. Oh, have y'all had white rabbit candies? Yeah. Have you tried a white rabbit candy? They're like it's like a Chinese candy, white rabbit candy. They also have it as a popsicle, which are the ones that I eat for popsicle time on Twitch. It's a brand of milk candy. Iconic cultural brand. It's like a milk taffy candy. Yeah. It's a Chinese milk taffy candy. Alright, so we have the Munchbot figured out for later today. Let's go to the end scene since we pretty much finished this Charizard super early and then just like, I just talked nonsense and added a QR code for the rest of the stream. Let's go to the end scene. Stream time is over, it's time to say goodbye. Yeah, stream time is over, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, Shenanigan. Next time on Shenanigans is today! Later tonight, in about 3 hours. We have Mario Kart. Oh my gosh. How did I not catch that? Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 specifically. Where is it? Goodbye. Goodbye. Next time on Shenanigans. Where are you? Hello? Today is folder. Here we go. Mario Kart 8 from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook Gaming. If you need the link to that, you can click on the link tree. I will also drop the link here in the chat for your convenience as well. Boop. That's where you can find me tonight. We also have the other links over here next to me on the right. The Ko-fi we were talking about earlier, TikTok, and the Twitter. Today is a badge night. So more opportunities to get badges. You all got 3 badges for dropping in and saying hello or dropping any comments, having a conversation with me and all that jazz. For Mario Kart, we give badges for participation, but also for people who win the circuits, as well as the overall trophies. Alright. I wish I was in a position to raid here on YouTube, but raids work a little funkadoo on YouTube. In order to raid on YouTube, both people have to be added to each other and cleared each other, and each person has to have over like 1,000 follows or something like that. All in due time. All in due time. Maybe one of these days I'll Ray Joey or Dorky on Facebook. Or maybe even Hector, the legendary Dragon King. But until then, I'll see you all later tonight. Take care, take your napperals, all that fun stuff. And be well.